Burton, and he's Mr. Offense off the bench that I mentioned, 7.1, but there have been games when he's come on and just torched the other team coming off the bench, and that's nice to have coming off the bench, but as we've mentioned, he might be the only player on the bench tonight if Jack cannot go, and he's walking around over there better than when he went in.
But still, boy, you just hope that doesn't affect his ability. He's really good at getting to the basket for the Rabbits. He comes in and gives Delta some good offense as well, so going to be interesting to see, as you mentioned.
On the Millard side of things now, and then we might mention the JV game has gone to overtime as Millard unable to convert, and Delta now just nails a three to go up 63-60, but with about 3.5 minutes to play. On the Millard side, Millard has been scoring about 54, so that's about 6 points more per game than Delta has been scoring. However, they've been giving up 58 points, which is 10 more than Delta has been scoring. So Delta might be able to score a bunch of points here. Overall, again, Millard has been pretty consistent, as even with all the games considered, they are at 55 points per game and 57 defensively, and giving up quite a few points. The roar is because Delta was ahead by 3. Millard makes a 2-point basket. Delta comes back and nails another 3.
Yeah, that's Tanner Gonder down there that's hit 2 back-to-back threes. He's kind of a secret weapon they have found lately. He got hot the other night, and now here tonight he's kind of carrying the JV team late.
Now Millard hits a 3, so it's 65-66. This is tremendous scoring in the overtime.
Yeah.
So, again, Millard kind of consistent throughout the year. For the Millard's individual statistics, Garrison Beckstrand with 14.37 a game. He's the only player for Millard in double figures. Sebastian Garcia is close at 9.58. And then you've got Jackson Wardle at 8.21. Jesse Robinson at 7.89. Kyler Rowley, who's missed quite a few games, at 5.16. And almost another three-pointer by Delta.
Close.
And then Derek Brunson at 3.84. So that's kind of where they're at. Others have scored points, but far below that. So let's go back to studios. Then we'll be back to develop this defensive theme for Delta as I see it.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features a beautiful showroom with brands you know and trust, like Moen, Delta, American Standard, Toto, Aquatic, LK, Growy, and more. They've also got what every farmer needs as a Valley distributor for all your agricultural supplies, from pivots and sprinklers to wheel lines and water troughs. Visit Mountain Land Supply Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield.
Millard, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco are happy to support Millard High School. Not only can you stop in for top-quality gasoline and oil products, but you can fill up on snacks, goodies, and drinks. You'll also find their irresistible, world-famous fried chicken and potato logs. Miller's can also service your vehicle with mechanical service or a new set of tires. And dine in on delicious and healthy meal selections at Subway. That's Millard, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco on the North I-15 interchange in Fillmore, proud to sponsor the player of the game.
If you are a registered nurse and would like to work full or part-time for a reputable state-of-the-art facility, join the professionals at Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi. Central Valley Medical Center is a 25-bed critical access hospital with a busy surgical center and provides an attractive benefits package, competitive pay, and an excellent work environment. Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi is a convenient commute for most areas in central Utah. To apply, please visit their website at centralvalleymedicalcenter.com. That's centralvalleymedicalcenter.com. Kern River Gas Transmission wishes the Millard Eagles good luck this season and reminds everyone that damage from others digging into a pipeline is one of the main causes of pipeline failures. Never guess where a pipeline is located. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or homeowner, if you plan to dig, call Blue Stakes to make sure all utilities are marked. Call Blue Stakes at 800-662-4111 or the new national 811 number at least 48 hours before digging. Kern River Gas Transmission Company reminds you to call before you dig. It's free. It's the law.
Everybody loves a winner, and the all-new 2015 Chevy Colorado packs a knockout punch in an available 305 horsepower V6 with 6-speed transmission and 26 highway miles per gallon. This 2015 Motor Trend Truck of the Year includes the best-in-class towing, and Chevrolet will soon be adding the all-new 2.8 Duramax diesel for even better miles per gallon and a more powerful punch. Check it out today at Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta, starting at just $20,995, or online at drewbaychevrolet.com. You gotta love a winner.
Flowell Electric wants their customers to be safe around electricity. And here's a few tips. First, don't use an electrical appliance around water. Another tip is to call Blue Stakes to have utility lines marked before you dig in your yard. And never damage power company equipment because it causes needless power outages, creates safety hazards, and results in higher power rates. Flowell Electric, a proud supporter of Millard High School.
Oh hey, every student's journey is important, and Snow College offers its students an epic adventure at an affordable cost. And what student doesn't want a quality education? Unfortunately, taking generals at a university sometimes makes you feel like just another number. But at Snow College, you can look forward to small class sizes, professors that know your name, and with a higher than average graduation and transfer rate.
Hey, Chance.
Oh hey, what's up? You can continue on to the school of your choice. Begin your journey now. Visit snow.edu.
Welcome back to Fillmore. I hope you brought some more pregame stuff for this Snow College pregame show. Delta got up. They hit a free throw to go up by 2 at 67. Millard comes back and lays it in at 67. With just a few seconds left, Delta's got the ball and we're in a timeout. So I hope you brought some good pregame stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, Delta got caught right there, Dennis, as they tried to kind of put a little pressure on full court. And I understand that, try and take some time off, but they got caught on a switch, which was okay. They switched on a when they got picked on a screen. And then one player switched back and the other one didn't, and it left the guy open, and they got the pass inside for the layup. So, yeah, we're still a little ways away from getting into the varsity game.
Well, it may not be quite as bad as the girls' game last night. The varsity game didn't even get started till around 8 o'clock last night.
You're doing this on purpose, I know, because you're just saying, I don't want you back home till late. You got home late last night. You want to return the favor.
We're trying to freeze your team, what we're trying to do.
Okay.
So. Again, Dennis Aldridge and Ken Nielsen bringing the basketball game tonight between the Millard Eagles and the Delta Rabbits. Just to the finish of this game, Delta with the ball. Millard's in his zone defense up here, JV-wise. They're going to go in the corner. Delta goes in the corner, tries to go back to the point. Ball's tipped. They get it back. Three-point attempt on the way. That's no good. Rebound Millard, and that'll be it. We're in double overtime in the JV game, and we'll go back and have some more fun from the coaches. Wow. We'll certainly get our sponsors a chance to be heard here.
Absolutely.
Developing a little bit of what I was talking about earlier, I think there was a pivotal moment I felt like for Delta early in the season, and that was the first time Millard and Delta played. I know that was the last game of the first go-around, but I look back at that, and at the time, Millard was playing as good a basketball as they had played all year long.
I agree.
They'd just come off wins against South Sevier 64-57, and then they had beaten Kanab 68-50. And it looked like everything was coming together for the Millard Eagles in that situation, and they were playing super basketball, and things were looking up for them very good together as a team, everything working well. Delta on the other side, they had wins over South Sevier and Kanab, but they just lost a kind of a tough one to Enterprise, 58-41.
Yep.
And as we analyzed both Millard and Delta at that time, in crossover games and things that they had played, everything was very, very similar. And it looked like to me that these teams were very evenly matched, and I anticipated a great game at Delta. First quarter, Millard looked to be doing the same thing. They got a lead. They began to pull away from Delta. Second quarter, Delta got it going. End result is at halftime, it's a tight ball game, but it's been a good basketball game.
Yep.
Second half, the world changed. I believe that was the turning point maybe for Delta, and it certainly has sidetracked Millard in that Delta went to a tight man-to-man. They got right in the face of the Millard Eagles, and that defense was better than Millard had seen all year long, and they completely shut Millard down in that second half, and Delta went on to beat Millard by the score of 60-38. and Millard scoring only, 13 points in the whole second half of that basketball game. And what was a really good game turned out to be a blowout, and Delta just has increased and improved since then until the Enterprise mess up.
And, there's something to be said about confidence, especially with 16, 17-year-old kids out on the floor. Success breeds success. And so when Delta got that victory, I think it really, really helped their confidence. They got playing. When I got a couple more nice wins, got on a nice run, and they've got themselves in a pretty good spot. But I have to say this, I appreciate Coach Blaine Burriston, because there was a couple of moments there where, they could have got down. They haven't. They've battled their way back into this thing, got a nice couple of wins on the road, and they're right back in it. So my hat's off to Blaine and his coaching staff. Of course, he's a product of Coach Jared Smith, and so I think he brings a little bit of fire that he learned from Coach Smith.
Yeah, and you mentioned that after the loss to Delta by Millard, then the next game they played Enterprise at Fillmore and get beat by 21 in their own home gym. And then they go to Beaver. It's a tight ball game, but they still lose by 2 on a controversial call at the end of the basketball game. And so they kind of went on a skid, and you're right, then Millard is able to then kind of right the ship in a way, and it will remain controversial, and that's the win at Millard at South Sevier. Went into an overtime situation, and again, the last shot of the game by South Sevier, game tied, goes in. Looks like it's in before the buzzer sounds, and then the other official runs across the court. They confer and they wave it off.
Wow.
And it goes into overtime, where Millard wins in overtime. And at the time, I'll have to confess my sins here. At the time, I thought the shot was good and said so on the radio. After going home and watching film, that ball was still on the young man's hand when the buzzer went off, when time ran out, so the official was correct. But that will be controversial for some time. And then Millard going to Kanab and only winning by 1 in Kanab in a kind of a sloppy basketball game. So they're battling back, but they're kind of coming from two extremes. Delta has played extremely well until the other night against Enterprise.
So once again, go figure.
Yeah.
It's just the way things can happen in the season, and that's how this region has been all year long. Kanab, early in the season,
we're chuckling here, not at what Ken's saying, folks, but Millard has had a couple players foul out, but they get the ball racing down the court. Man turns around, throws the ball to a phantom player. No one was there for it. Delta picks it up, heads for a wide-open layup, trips and falls down.
Yeah.
And the ball goes out of bounds, comes back to the Millard Eagles. So it's just been kind of
Nope.
And now Millard passes it right to Delta. So Delta does have a lead, 72-69, with a minute and a half to go. So that's kind of why we're chuckling here.
Now if I can get back to my original thought. Early in the season, Enterprise goes to Kanab in what we thought would be a mismatch. And Enterprise, if I remember right, got down 13-0 to start that game, and they never could recover fully. And Enterprise lost that game down at Kanab. Now, that might be Kanab's only win on the season,
but
it was against one of the top teams, so you never know.
And you go figure with Kanab, too. We talk about Kanab. That's their only win in region. But Kanab has beaten San Juan, ranked number 3 in the state and second in their region. They've also beaten Enterprise, like you mentioned, a top-ranked team. And then they've beaten Gunnison, which the rest of us have played and beat also. So something happened to there. Yeah. It's been topsy-turvy.
Now, will Kanab be back in the future? Absolutely, because they got a lot of young players that are very, very good. Yeah. And so that program is up and coming. They'll be tough. They'll be tough next year.
Yeah, they will. And that was the one thing with Millard the other night. They're playing 5 seniors against 4 juniors. So, they are young and they will come back strong. So, once again, we've got a little bit of time left here in this JV basketball, and Ken's running out of things to say in this Snow College pregame show. But Delta winning 72-69 in the JV basketball game with just a few seconds left. Let's go back to the studio once again.
Oh, hey, every student's journey is important, and Snow College offers its students an epic adventure at an affordable cost. And what student doesn't want a quality education? Unfortunately, taking generals at a university sometimes makes you feel like just another number. But at Snow College, you can look forward to small class sizes, professors that know your name, and with a higher than average graduation and transfer rate.
Hey, Chance.
Oh, hey, what's up? you can continue on to the school of your choice. Begin your journey now. Visit snow.edu.
At Level Pharmacy in Delta, health is wealth. Level Pharmacy offers drive-through service, delivery service, and compounding. Level Pharmacy isn't just a place to pick up your medications either. They have baby supplies, gifts and decorations, jewelry and purses, BYU ice cream, a soda fountain, Jackson Hole soda, candy, children's toys, a photo kiosk, and a wedding registry. Shop Level Pharmacy, where laughter is the best medicine, on Main Street in Delta.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is proud to bring you this presentation. IPSC is a community-minded company that contributes to our local schools, community organizations, and economy. The Intermountain Power Project consistently ranks among the best of America's coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. Intermountain Power Service Corporation strives for perfection and is honored to be actively involved with Delta, Millard, and Juab high schools.
For just $4, get a double cheeseburger, a spicy chicken sandwich, fries, and a Coke. It's the heavyweight champion of deals. The $4 Real Deal, only at Carl's Jr. All the flavors of a great steakhouse, now on a burger. The Steakhouse Thick Burger. Onion strings, blue cheese, and A1 sauce on 100% Black Angus beef. Only at Carl's Jr.
Roper Lumber in Fillmore is your full-service lumber yard, appliance center, and Ace Hardware store in Millard County. Whether it's a fix-it project, building a shed or addition, or just regular maintenance on the house, the friendly folks at Roper Lumber Ace Hardware are there to help. They also carry a wide selection of Whirlpool appliances, including stainless steel models at incredible prices. For all your hardware and lumber supplies, visit Roper Lumber Ace Hardware, 95 North Main Street in Fillmore.
The Fillmore City Mayor and City Council and staff members are excited about the Millard Eagles this sports season. They'd like to congratulate the Millard High School team members, the coaches, faculty, staff, and student body on a great season and wish them the very best in this year's playoff. The entire city fully supports education and athletics in molding the future leaders of our area. Fillmore City would like all involved to know that they're behind them 100%. Happy to be Millard Eagles Sports Booster. Fillmore City, go Eagles!
Millard County residents are accustomed to friendly service, quality grocery items, and convenient prices at Dwayne's Food Town in Fillmore. Dwayne's Food Town prides itself on providing the choicest cuts of meat in their meat department, assuring they offer the freshest produce available, and providing the best value on every grocery item in the store. Stop in and discover for yourself the hometown service and attention that you deserve at Dwayne's Food Town, located at 375 South Main in Fillmore. Proud to support the Eagles this year.
When just standing up from a sitting position becomes a major life event, Service Drug has the solution for you. Service Drug is a distributor of lift chairs made by Golden Technologies. These chairs are manufactured in the USA from the highest quality materials, and the comfort they provide is unsurpassed. They come in a variety of colors and styles to meet your every need. Stop by today and check out the full line of home medical supplies at Service Drug in Delta and Fillmore. As always, it's service first at Service Drug.
Welcome back to Fillmore, Utah. Again, this JV game is more exciting than it's supposed to be. Delta is back ahead 74-72. Millard just missed 2 free throws. Looked like they'd got an offensive rebound with a chance to tie the game, but they called an over-the-back call against Millard. So Delta at the line hits the first one to go up 75-72. But Millard just showed a second ago the 3 points, they can make that.
That's Ryland Day at the free throw line. He's made 4 in a row to give him a 4-point lead.
4-point lead now for Delta with 30 seconds left. Looks like they might survive it. Missed 3-point opportunity. Pass goes in low now to Millard. Up with it. Missed a layup. Rebound comes down to Delta, and that's probably going to be enough. So there'll finally be some closure here in this JV basketball game, which has gone a whole lot longer than it was supposed to go. But again, last game of the year, these kids are putting it all out there.
And why not? They don't want to finish the season. They want to keep playing as long as possible. So
the only negative coming out of this game, number one, Jack Dutson and his health, because he got injured in the game, and the other one is one of these officials has to turn around and do the varsity game like you mentioned.
That's what worries me more than anything is, Jeff Erickson here. He's been out on that floor a long time.
So he's going to do 2.5 games before he gets done tonight. So interesting. Delta hits another one. They're up by 5 now with only 19. That'll probably be good for them.
Oh, there's an offensive rebound as well.
Well, you mentioned, again, as we look at this postseason situation, because tonight everybody plays their final game again. It is the postseason coming up next week, next Saturday. You mentioned a mess in Region 15. You want to try and describe that for everybody?
I'm telling you what, I think Region 15, top to bottom, is the best region in the 2A. They are loaded with Emory, San Juan, North Severe, Manti. San Juan being a little bit of the surprise, in my opinion, this year. But Emory sitting at 8-1, San Juan at 7-2. Then you've got North Severe and Manti tied there for 3rd and 4th. And North Severe and Manti, I'm telling you what, neither one of them wants to go in number 4, because then you're going to have to take on Summit Academy, who is a very quality team. Delta saw Summit Academy up there. They've got size. They're 6'10", 6'8", 6'5", and they got a guard out of Washington that's as quick as lightning. So,
well, they're the number 2 recruiting team in this league, 2A. So first is anyway.
And they're still, I need to look at the schedule tonight to see who's playing who in that region, but there's still something to be decided there as well.
I believe last week, as you mentioned, you had a game between Manti and North Severe. Excuse me, it was the week that Millard went into overtime with South Severe. Of course, South Severe's brother is coaching at Manti, and so as part of the post game, we got word that Manti had also lost in overtime to North Severe that night. And his comment at the time then was that would put North Severe out of that number 4 spot and give North Severe the 3 spot. As you mentioned, they're tied, but I think North Severe's got the wins, so they've got the spot.
And I think they've all got one more game as well, as like we do, and so we'll have to look and see who's playing who. I'll try and pull it up, but that's a tough region.
Only a loss by North Severe, could change that. And again, overall, Emory at 18-2, San Juan at 11-7, North Severe 15-6 overall, and then Manti. You said that San Juan might be a surprise for me. Manti is a bit of a surprise, as they are sitting there at 10-11. And that's odd for them as the defending champs, with what looked like early on a good chance to repeat, and they're sitting down there in 4th looking up at Summit Academy.
And one thing about Manti is they had a couple of kids that for some reason decided they were going to try and transfer and go up north and play. Well, the transfer failed, and to my knowledge, they were not allowed to return to Manti or play at the new school, so that hurt the Templars losing those 2 kids.
But they also got a recruit out of Delta.
Yes, they did. A really good one, too.
Which would have made Delta a whole lot better team, too.
So here's your games in that Region 15 schedule. Gunnison is at Manti tonight, and I would,
that's got to be Manti.
Probably, you would say Manti could win that one, probably should. North Severe's got to make the trip clear down to Grand. I still think North Severe will win that, but to go that far on the road could be tough. Here's the big one. San Juan is at Emory tonight, so that could decide that number 1 seed for Region 15 as those 2 teams play. I would think Emory will probably get the win because it's on their home floor, but stranger things. I watched the San Juan North Severe game the other night. That one went to overtime before North Severe finally got the win over San Juan. So.
They're earning it the hard way, aren't they?
And then
there's no chance then for either of North Severe or Manti to move up into that number 2 or 1 spot.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. And then you got Providence Hall at Major Prep. South Summit is at North Summit tonight. And outside of that, Waterford is hosting American Preparatory Academy, and that's not going to be a game.
No.
And Layton Christian and Rockwell, that's just a matter of how kind is that Layton Christian coach going to be? Because with Rockwell still kind of in their infancy and trying to put the program together, and so that could be a big number there.
Yeah. So, most of the playoff spots are settled. It's just a matter of who ends up in what spot as we go into that playoff thing again. And for those just joining us, we are late with the start of this broadcast game. We've been on the air for about an hour now, thinking we needed to get going, but we have been on the air for an hour. And so if some of you are bored with our voices, we apologize for that. There's 14 minutes left in warm-ups for the Delta Millard basketball game as the JV game went way long. Again, the significance of this ball game for those that weren't with us to begin with, I guess we can do that over again. Again, Delta right now tied for second place with Enterprise, and based on the games with South Sevier and Enterprise and Delta Millard tonight, that could change slightly in that Delta could end up in second or third, but certainly not drop to 4, with an outside chance of there being a tie at the top if Beaver drops a game at Kanab. Millard fighting for their lives as they are currently in 4th, but if they were to lose and South Sevier win, that would tie South Sevier and Millard, and there would have to be a playoff game, probably Tuesday on a neutral site, for the chance to play against Layton Christian. And Layton Christian, a tremendous, tremendous basketball team coming out of that region up north in Region 14. Again, the significance of the placing, for those just joining us, 13's number 1, which will be either Beaver, Delta, or Enterprise. That will be against the number 4 team, Roland Hall. Not a good basketball team. Probably an easy advance for whoever gets that 1 spot out of Region 13. Region 13's number 2, Beaver or Delta or Enterprise, will get Rockwell, which you just mentioned. Those teams up there, just not good basketball teams, and will be an easy advance. That's why you want to be 1 and 2, and that's what Delta's playing for tonight, is that number 2 spot. And they're going to battle hard. They're not going to come in here thinking no big deal whether they win or lose. It is very important for them. The number 3 team from this region, which could be Beaver or Enterprise, it's going to be one of those 2 teams. The number 3 is a Waterford team, not as good as Layton Christian, but still a quality team coming out of the north, and would be a very difficult challenge for whoever gets that. And then the number 4 spot will be either Millard or South Sevier, and going up against a very, very good Layton Christian basketball team. Good size, good shooting, good athleticism, good coaching. That's a tall order for whoever gets there.
But I'll say this, Dennis, if you want to enjoy a couple of days of basketball, you want to go up to Orem High School on Friday and you watch all the girls' games. They start early and they finish late. You can enjoy several great games and then come back on Saturday and watch the boys play throughout the day. It's a great environment up there. It's fun. It's a little tight, but get in there and get you a seat and enjoy the day.
It was developed, this format that 2A uses was developed for that reason. The state is only an 8-team state tournament, and at the time that the 2A went to that play-in situation, they were willing to give up some things to get that, because what it created were these first-round matchups which are so dynamic. Again, with the weak region coming out of the north, it's not quite what it was. And probably in a lot of years, it'd be better off if you could take some of the other teams from these other schools and supplant that northern region. But very, very intriguing and interesting basketball games that first weekend up there. And still only an 8-team state championship recognized by the state, but they get 16 teams total into that play-in situation so that more teams get a chance to continue on and hopefully get the 8 best teams into that state tournament for that second week.
Yeah, and like I said, you could see a couple of upsets on the girls' side and on the boys' side. It's just how it is. Anytime you go to a neutral floor like that. And the other thing is, some of the teams have got to travel a little bit. There's some distance involved. And so it'll be fun. It really will be fun to kind of go up there and just enjoy basketball. If you're a basketball purist, that's where you want to be next weekend.
Yeah, a lot going on. Of course, the girls' side of that, you've got some things there. Because, again, the girls will all play on Friday, and then the boys will come back all day Saturday.
In fact, the first we look at these matchups and how they're going to be. Mazer Prep at 13-6. Boy, they've got one of the premier players in the state this year in Bella Harrington. She's a 6-foot senior and has just been absolutely phenomenal. Is being recruited by several of the colleges wanting her to come and play. But they're going to have a tall order. They're going to get the number 2 seed out of Region 15. That's either going to be Emory or North Sevier in that one. So kind of hoping for Mazer Prep simply because I got a little family involvement there. Shaylee, my daughter, coaches there, and she's absolutely loved it up there, and so we'll put a plug in for her.
Plus the fact that Delta plays the winner of the Delta Waterford game plays the winner of that game.
Absolutely.
And you'd rather see Mazer Prep than Emory.
Yeah. Delta gets the first game right off the bat, I believe it is. Yeah, 10:10 a.m. Delta and Waterford will play. So let's just run through them. 10:10 a.m. Delta and Waterford. Then the next game is the 11:50 a.m. game. That'll be South Sevier Beaver. They've still got to have a play-in game to see who goes. South Sevier Beaver will play Layton Christian. That's at 11:50. Then the 1:30 ball game will feature Manti and North Summit. And I'm telling you, that's one. Manti could sneak one there. You just never know on that. But that's the 1:30 game. Then you go to the 3:10 game. Enterprise and Wasatch Academy will play. 4:50. It'll be the Region 15 number 4 seed. We're not sure who that's going to be as of yet. They're still figuring that out. Taking on Summit Academy, 16-5. Summit Academy, they're the real deal. Although they did lose last night to Mazer. And then at 6:30, it's going to be South Summit and Region 15's number 1, and that's either Emory or North Sevier. Then the 8:10 game at night is Roland Hall and Millard. So, gosh, they're going to start at 8:30. This is a misprint, 8:30 a.m. It'll be Mazer Prep and Region 15 number 2. Early ball game. How do you get yourself ready for an 8:30 a.m. game, by the way?
Yeah. Well, that's kind of tough to get them going, but as the day wears on, it gets interesting. And a note on the side, Millard girls having beaten both Emory and North Sevier and Summit Academy.
Wow.
During the regular season, but that's when they were healthy. We all know that they've had some injury situations since then. But
so maybe there's a chance Mazer Prep could upset a North Sevier that first game. Mazer Prep, located there in Linden. Obviously, they'll sleep in their own beds because they're right there close to Orem. We'll see. That could be an interesting one right off the bat.
A lot of other things going on as right now, currently tonight and tomorrow. The boys from the area involved in the wrestling tournament. Delta going for what, their 8th straight state championship?
They're going for their 34th overall, and I
was
should
looking
know
at your
this.
banners last night. It's either 7th or 8th straight. That's years in the 3A and then dropping back down to the 2A. And so I believe it's 7 or 8 straight, but it's a tall order as South Summit has come from almost nowhere from where they were the last couple of years to very, very challenging. And, of course, Millard trying to hang on to to their years of either first or second for a long, long time.
I was talking to Coach Jason Thomas yesterday at the send-off for the Delta wrestlers, and he was saying, you know what, it's going to be a battle. And he's got a lot of confidence in his young men, but he says we're awfully young this year. We got several freshmen that are wrestling in big spots. And
well, that's not good for the rest of the state to hear.
So, you know what? We wish both Delta and Millard the best of luck up there in that state tournament as they battle towards hopefully a state championship for one of those two.
Well, we'd hope that they would stay where they've been, which is either Millard or Delta 1 and the other one number 2. It would be great for the county and great for the local kids. Once again, we are a little bit late here as we got 5 minutes left in the warm-ups as the JV game went on longer. And those coaches will be fined for running that into a triple overtime. And so we're a little bit late. But let's go back to the studio again for another timeout.
Oh, hey, every student's journey is important, and Snow College offers its students an epic adventure at an affordable cost. And what student doesn't want a quality education? Unfortunately, taking generals at a university sometimes makes you feel like just another number. But at Snow College, you can look forward to small class sizes, professors that know your name, and with a higher than average graduation and transfer rate.
Hey, Chance.
Oh, hey, what's up? You can continue on to the school of your choice. Begin your journey now. Visit snow.edu.
Hi, I'm Mark Huntsman, Senior Vice President of Sunrise Engineering. I would like to thank all of our loyal clients and employees who have contributed to the success of our company. Sunrise Engineering has been recently recognized nationally in the top 500 engineering firms and as a recipient of the National Client Satisfaction Award 5 years in a row. We are presently expanding at Sunrise and are looking to add engineers, surveyors, and other support staff. To join our team, visit our website or call Sunrise Engineering at 800-560-6151.
The type of medical care that you receive should not depend on where you live. People that live in rural towns should receive high-quality medicine, just like those that live in the big cities. The Intermountain Delta and Fillmore hospitals both provide quality care and advanced technology. What they do well. The Intermountain Delta and Fillmore hospitals. Healing for life. The Millard County Credit Union in Fillmore and Delta sincerely appreciates your business over the years. Not only will you find amazingly low interest rates, automobile and RV loans, checking, Visa accounts, bill pay and debit cards, but their new Flex Teller service at millardccu.com makes it convenient to manage all your credit union accounts from home. Flex Teller provides members with mobile banking and remote deposit capture. Millard County Credit Union in Delta and Fillmore, a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
Want to make your HD TV even better? Centricom has the HD channels you want. Our HD DVR gives you total control of your experience. And we're always adding new channels to serve you better. Why settle for less? Get our full HD lineup, now with over 61 HD channels. Call or visit us online and get the best HD experience from Centricom.
Stevens Feed and Holden serves the surrounding communities in Millard County as well as farmers in central and southern Utah. They buy and sell alfalfa hay and can haul your hay to wherever it needs to go. You can be assured that you'll get the right price while receiving the service you deserve when buying and selling hay. The entire crew appreciates farmers and ranchers for their business over the years, and they're happy to contribute to the school and community as a sports booster. That's Stevens Feed and Holden, a proud supporter of Millard Athletics.
Welcome back here to Fillmore, Utah. We thought we were getting close to game time. We did forget the senior thing. So we will be even a little bit later here as the Millard, they've frozen the clock with 4 minutes left to go in the shoot-around. And so the Millard will present their seniors and do all of that thing. And then they'll bring both teams back on the floor for 4 more minutes of shooting so that the senior thing doesn't, kind of lock out the visiting team. They don't want to do that.
Yeah,
so.
But you know what? Every school honors their seniors as well. They should. These young men have put in a lot of time. You think over all the years, Dennis, from clear back when they were young, going to youth camps and getting into the 7th and 8th grade ball and working all the way through up. It's been a lot of years, a lot of resources, a lot of parents putting miles on the old car, chasing around. And so, hats off to the parents, grandparents, these young men, the time they put in. And Coach Blaine Burriston obviously will do a good job here tonight taking care of those people.
Yeah, and you're right. And on the Millard case, the 17, 18 years of these kids' life. Of course, Delta, we know some of those kids are 22 already. Yeah. But a lot of time, a lot of things going on, a lot of dedication and time spent by teachers and coaches.
And I can speak, Dennis, as a parent myself. I have a boy that's a senior, and it's a little emotional to see him play their final game in their home court, and then to realize, and I shouldn't probably step into the religious side, but my son who will play here tonight has already got his papers put in for a mission, and so it won't be long before season's over, spring comes, and a lot of these kids, they're literally gone. They'll head out on missions or to school or whatever it might be. And so, you know what? Give credit to all these young men. Can I say this? They're forced to grow up a little quicker nowadays. Wow, missionary age at 18, they're headed out of here. I had a son in 2013, graduated on May 22nd, and was gone on June 18th. And so life changes in a hurry for these young men. So you hope they can enjoy this moment, win or lose, enjoy the moment here one more time.
Yeah, and you're right in that this is the last hurrah for all these kids. Yeah. They're not going on to play the game, so it's good to see this. So interestingly, we are so late that we're starting to get scores of other games. Right now in Enterprise leading at the end of first quarter 17-13. So again, that's a game that's extremely, extremely important to both the teams here in both Millard and Delta tonight.
Yeah, so, absolutely. And
okay. Well, let's go back to studio for a minute, and then we'll be back with more of the pregame show here in Fillmore, Utah.
How long has it been since you performed at your peak? Dr. Jordan Meekum at Peak Performance Chiropractic and Sports Rehab Center in Delta wants to help you reach your peak performance in everything you do. Whether it's at work, the golf course, the field, the hardwood, in the mountains, or maybe most importantly, playing with your kids, Dr. Meekum provides services for everything from back pain, headaches, shoulder, elbow, and wrist pain, foot and ankle injuries, and pain that comes with pregnancy. Visit PerformPeak.com to schedule your appointment today at Peak Performance in Delta or call 435-864-2000.
The government and community leaders in Millard County today were molded into the people they have become by the experiences and opportunities during their high school years. The same stands true for the future leaders of Delta City. That's why the City Council and Mayor of Delta are thoroughly invested in providing opportunities for the students of Delta High School to assist them in reaching their potential. Delta City appreciates the opportunity to support Delta High School academics and this Delta Rabbits sports broadcast.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Materia Natural Resources in Delta, Utah. Advocating education in our Millard County communities, Materian is the only source of high-quality beryllium in North America. Beryllium is used in your car, cable TV, and tablet. It's even used in your cell phone. Because of beryllium, you're connected with family, friends, classmates, social media, and the web. Materian offers a safe and successful sports season to all Millard County schools.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features a beautiful showroom with brands you know and trust, like Moen, Delta, American Standard, Toto, Aquatic, LK, Growy, and more. They've also got what every farmer needs as a Valley distributor for all your agricultural supplies, from pivots and sprinklers to wheel lines and water troughs. Visit Mountain Land Supply Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield.
Millard, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco are happy to support Millard High School. Not only can you stop in for top-quality gasoline and oil products, but you can fill up on snacks, goodies, and drinks. You'll also find their irresistible, world-famous fried chicken and potato logs. Miller's can also service your vehicle with mechanical service or a new set of tires. And dine in on delicious and healthy meal selections at Subway. That's Millard, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco on the North I-15 interchange in Fillmore, proud to sponsor the player of the game.
If you are a registered nurse and would like to work full or part-time for a reputable state-of-the-art facility, join the professionals at Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi. Central Valley Medical Center is a 25-bed critical access hospital with a busy surgical center and provides an attractive benefits package, competitive pay, and an excellent work environment. Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi is a convenient commute for most areas in central Utah. To apply, please visit their website at centralvalleymedicalcenter.com. That's centralvalleymedicalcenter.com. Kern River Gas Transmission wishes the Millard Eagles good luck this season and reminds everyone that damage from others digging into a pipeline is one of the main causes of pipeline failures. Never guess where a pipeline is located. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or homeowner, if you plan to dig, call Blue Stakes to make sure all utilities are marked. Call Blue Stakes at 800-662-4111 or the new national 811 number at least 48 hours before digging. Kern River Gas Transmission Company reminds you to call before you dig. It's free. It's the law.
Everybody loves a winner, and the all-new 2015 Chevy Colorado packs a knockout punch in an available 305 horsepower V6 with 6-speed transmission and 26 highway miles per gallon. This 2015 Motor Trend Truck of the Year includes the best-in-class towing, and Chevrolet will soon be adding the all-new 2.8 Duramax diesel for even better miles per gallon and a more powerful punch. Check it out today at Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta, starting at just $20,995, or online at drewbaychevrolet.com. You gotta love a winner.
Welcome back once again to Fillmore, Utah, and the JV game went to double overtime, and now the senior presentations has also gone to overtime. Again, there's 4 minutes left once the teams get back on the floor. 7 seniors for the Millard Eagles. In basketball, you don't generally keep that many seniors on a team because you can only play 5 and people get mad. But they'll be graduating 7 seniors off this basketball team. And they have been a close group for a lot of years in all the things that they've done.
Yeah, they have, and you got to give credit to Coach Burriston and his staff for managing that situation, because as you said, that can be difficult as a senior. Somebody's got to sit to start the game, and somebody's got to sit during the game, and he's managed the minutes pretty well with this group, and I've been impressed with that. On the other side, Delta, of course, they're also graduating 4 of their young men, seniors. And so a lot of age on this both teams. So
Okay, both teams are back on the floor now. So I'm going to ask you, Delta, keys to the game.
Couple of things, Dennis. First of all, they've got to shoot the ball better from the field. They don't score a lot of points in ball games, so they've got to be efficient in their offense. Now, Delta likes to trap out of the half court on a made shot. They like to turn teams over and get out into the open court. That's got to happen for them here tonight as well. Peyton Smith, he's kind of the straw that stirs the drink for this Delta team. He runs the show. When we do get into a half court set, he's got to get us into that offense, and then he's got to knock down a few shots as well. He didn't score the other night, and I think that's kind of stuck in his craw. I think you'll see, if you're a Delta fan, you hope you'll see kind of a turnaround and a breakout back out for Peyton Smith there. And then those other people got to play their roles. They've got to score. I think against Millard over at Delta, the Rabbits had 3 players in double figures that night. First team with 3 players in double figures tonight wins the game.
Well, you remember over in Delta, once they got the roll going the second half, I think you had 2 cheerleaders got into double figures also, because everybody was scoring on Millard that night. Now, question for you, because in my mind there was a huge difference. You say they like to run that zone and do some trapping, but in that defensive concept, Garrison Beckstrand got lost from Delta and ended up with a lot of points.
Yeah.
Well, 2 threes to begin the game and began to get on a roll as he had the previous 2 games. And then Delta went to man-to-man, and they shut Garrison Beckstrand down for the rest of the basketball game, and I thought that was one of the big keys for Delta. As the coach, are you going to go to that half-court trap to start the game, or are you going to put the lockdown man-to-man on there?
You know, when Delta started the season, they were playing a lot of man-to-man, and they didn't have much success down at Beaver. They kind of got burned on that. Coach Smith went to the drawing board and decided, I'm going to go, and you may see it tonight, with kind of a 3-2 zone, 3 across the top, 2 down low. I almost think you may see them start in that because it's been very effective for them. But don't be surprised to see him switch immediately to the man if Beckstrand gets off quick.
The key for Millard, I believe, is they've got to run a controlled game and try and keep the tempo what they want it, run when they can, set offense when they can't. Move Beckstrand around, get him into the flow of the game, and if Delta goes to that lockdown man-to-man, I think Millard did not attack it well in Delta. They stayed outside. They were confused by the tightness of it and were unable to get into their basketball game. I think they've got to approach the basket. They've got to go to the basket. They've got to attack it.
Well, and I think Sebastian Garcia is a big key as well. The kid's got good hands, and he's got pretty good footwork. And if they can exploit him down inside as well and have a little inside-outside game between Beckstrand and him, that could play big in this game.
Well, I think, folks, it's finally here. We're going to have the national anthem and the starting lineups announced, and then we're going to finally play varsity basketball here. So let's go back to studio while that's taking place, and then we'll be back with the start of this region action.
Flowell Electric wants their customers to be safe around electricity. And here's a few tips. First, don't use an electrical appliance around water. Another tip is to call Blue Stakes to have utility lines marked before you dig in your yard. And never damage power company equipment because it causes needless power outages, creates safety hazards, and results in higher power rates. Flowell Electric, a proud supporter of Millard High School.
At Level Pharmacy in Delta, health is wealth. Level Pharmacy offers drive-through service, delivery service, and compounding. Level Pharmacy isn't just a place to pick up your medications either. They have baby supplies, gifts and decorations, jewelry and purses, BYU ice cream, a soda fountain, Jackson Hole soda, candy, children's toys, a photo kiosk, and a wedding registry. Shop Level Pharmacy, where laughter is the best medicine, on Main Street in Delta.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is proud to bring you this presentation. IPSC is a community-minded company that contributes to our local schools, community organizations, and economy. The Intermountain Power Project consistently ranks among the best of America's coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. Intermountain Power Service Corporation strives for perfection and is honored to be actively involved with Delta, Millard, and Juab High Schools.
For just $4, get a double cheeseburger, a spicy chicken sandwich, fries, and a Coke. It's the heavyweight champion of deals. The $4 Real Deal, only at Carl's Jr. All the flavors of a great steakhouse, now on a burger. The Steakhouse Thick Burger. Onion strings, blue cheese, and A1 sauce on 100% Black Angus beef. Only at Carl's Jr.
Roper Lumber in Fillmore is your full-service lumber yard, appliance center, and Ace Hardware store in Millard County. Whether it's a fix-it project, building a shed or addition, or just regular maintenance on the house, the friendly folks at Roper Lumber Ace Hardware are there to help. They also carry a wide selection of Whirlpool appliances, including stainless steel models at incredible prices. For all your hardware and lumber supplies, visit Roper Lumber Ace Hardware, 95 North Main Street in Fillmore.
The Fillmore City Mayor and City Council and staff members are excited about the Millard Eagles this sports season. They'd like to congratulate the Millard High School team members, the coaches, faculty, staff, and student body on a great season and wish them the very best in this year's playoff. The entire city fully supports education and athletics in molding the future leaders of our area. Fillmore City would like all involved to know that they're behind them 100%. Happy to be Millard Eagles Sports Booster. Fillmore City, go Eagles!
Welcome back to Millard High School. Again, Dennis Aldridge and Ken Nielsen bringing you the action tonight as we finally get ready to play this basketball game. We'll have starting lineups again, interesting scores. As I look across here, we've got a score right now in Grand High School. It's 16-16 tie ball game between North Sevier and Grand Red Devils.
Wow. And I had a score from Manti and Gunnison. Manti 23, Gunnison 7. I believe that's at the end of the first.
Wow. You also had one on the Beaver Kanab game, didn't you?
Yeah, and I believe, let me see if I can find that. At the half, Beaver leads Kanab 29-10.
Yeah, it looks like Kanab's kind of folded ship there, so that will leave Beaver in first place for sure. Starting lineups first for Delta, excuse me. You want to do that?
Sure, I'll take a shot at it for you right here. First off for the Rabbits, starting at the point, it'll be the coach's son, as I mentioned, kind of the straw that stirs the drink here tonight. Wearing number 3, it's Peyton Smith. He averages 11 points per ball game. Also getting the start as senior, wearing number 4 and averaging 10 a game is Dakota Dutson. At the shooting guard, the senior wearing number 10 and averaging just under 9 a game is Brennan Nielsen. I better get that right, huh? My own son there. Down inside, drawing one of the usually the tougher defensive assignments, really a hustler, a senior. Wearing number 21 is Rhett Shamo. And in the middle, the junior, averaging 8 points per game. And wearing number 22 is Dason Fowles. The head coach is Mr. Jared Smith. His assistants are Russ Fowles, John Winters, and Mike Corey. The principal there at Delta High School, Teresa Thompson. The athletic director, Shane Rowley. And right on key here, we'll turn it right to you, Dennis.
No, you got to correct me now. Number 21, Rhett, you pronounced it Shamo, and yet on the radio I oftentimes hear you guys saying Shamo. So before I insult somebody in Delta, is it Shamo or Shamo?
You know, I've always said, I always thought it was kind of Shamo, but I think they'll let you go ahead and say it either way. Pretty good people. That's President Shamo as well, stake president, or Dr. Shamo, either way.
Well, both ways. You don't want to insult that person because you could end up in bad places both ways. Starting for the Millard Eagles, of course, with their senior-dominated lineup, Jesse Robinson, number 12, will start at the point guard. And he, like you said, with Smith, Jesse Robinson is the troublemaker. He is the swizzle stick.
Yeah.
He makes things fly for the Millard Eagles. Also a senior, number 20, Derek Brunson, who's played a lot of minutes and done a lot of great things, has kind of turned into the defensive specialist for the Millard Eagles. Number 21, Garrison Beckstrand, 6'3" senior, the leading scorer for the Millard Eagles. He's the one that gets the offense kind of going with his scoring and kind of opens things up for everybody else. And I'm sure Delta's well aware of him. Starting this tonight in the starting lineup, they have made a bit of a switch here as they're going to start 5 seniors. They will bring Kyler Rowley, who did start early, but after his injury has been sitting on the bench and coming off the bench. But being senior night, they're going to go ahead and start him over Jackson Wardle. And then, of course, Sebastian Garcia. This really was kind of the starting lineup to start the year. And until the injury problem came along, this was the starting lineup. So they're not unfamiliar with each other.
Yeah, and I understand that. Delta's had a little injury problem as well. Brennan had a concussion right before the holiday break, was out for 3 games. Rhett Shammo has missed 2 games with a knee injury, so you know what? You just plug in next man up.
On the jump ball comes down to Millard Eagles, and they will have first possession here. And Delta is in that strong man-to-man that we wondered about to begin with. And I think they're going to go that strong man-to-man and try and take Beckstrand away early. Right now, Millard kind of, again, confused with it, and that's where I think they've got to attack that basket. Cutting down the lane is Garcia. His shot is missed, partially blocked by Delta Rabbits. The fight for the basketball. It's going to be out of bounds underneath Millard's basket, coming back into Millard.
Yeah, Sebastian Garcia just got too far under the basket and couldn't quite reach up to lay it in, and then there was a battle for the rebound.
Ball comes into Jesse Robinson. He cuts the lane and shoots a little left-handed floater over the top of the defense, and that'll be good for 2 for Jesse Robinson as Millard draws first blood here in this basketball game.
Yeah, Jesse Robinson, always aggressive on the court, and it's good for him to hit that first one and right back at you. Peyton Smith.
Smith off the high pick. It goes off Dason Fowles. A give and go. Pass to him and then went off that pick down the lane for an easy layup. So Smith, who you said struggled and did not score last week, gets one early here. Jesse Robinson once again drives the lane, goes up and drops it in. Jesse Robinson with 4 points here and also draws the foul on number 4, Dakota Dutson, for his first team foul. And Jesse Robinson will be at the line for 1.
Now you can see Jesse immediately, he's trying to establish himself early in this game as he's got 5 quick ones.
So that makes the score 5-2 with the 6:55 mark of the first quarter. Smith will bring it up now. They come around, picks low. Dason Fowles with it. He's in the lane. He goes up and drops one. He's fouled.
Yeah, so nice little curl coming around that corner, gets the bucket and the harm, and so it's just kind of tit for tat right now.
The only difference right now in the basketball game is that Millard has used 1 player, Delta's used 2, but almost identical plays on both sides, although Delta does miss the free throw and Millard will get the rebound. So the score will stay 5-4 for the Millard Eagles.
And free throws may play a big part in this one. Delta has not shot free throws at a real high clip throughout the year, but they're going to have to tonight.
Beckstrand will drive the baseline, gives it up to Robinson. He's going to go for a 3. That's hard off the iron. Ball tipped out, comes down to Dason Fowles, ahead to Smith. Ball knocked away from him, but Smith back with it. Looks across court to Nielsen. Nielsen with a 3-point attempt, and that's nothing but net by Nielsen. Puts Delta on top 7-5. First lead of the game for the Delta Rabbits.
Yeah, that's a good start for Brennan to get that first one down as he was wide open and they found him and he knocks it down. And then here's a whistle, and Delta had Sebastian down low trap, but they commit a kind of a silly foul right there.
Well, they flipped their defense and they went to that trapping defense and they got Sebastian Garcia locked on the baseline, and he had nowhere to go with it. He tried to pass it, could not pass it, and turned back and tried to take a shot, and reaching in and swatting him was number 22, Dason Fowles, for his personal foul, first personal. First shot by Garcia is good, making the score 6-7 now. He'll get another one here. The official standing back behind the cheerleaders.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, isn't it?
This one's hard off the rim, and Dason Fowles comes down with a rebound, big rebound, and he'll give off to Smith. Smith will bring it across. Miller's still on the man-to-man. Man-to-man. Around the horn, Renan Nielsen. He'll give it off now to number 4, Dakota Dutson. He'll go back to top to Smith, drives the lane, kicks back to Shammo. Back to Nielsen at the point. And again, Delta likes this. They like to run off the top. Well, Smith is going to look long distance. He shoots one way out there. It's off the rim, no good. And Robinson with it now coming up court, stops at the free throw line. They'll give it back to Brunson. Brunson will drive the lane, give it off to Rowley. Rowley down to Garcia. He'll dribble the baseline, but you got to dribble it first, I guess. That's what the officials thought.
Got a little excited out on that perimeter there. I think they'd rather have him give it up and go establish that position on the low block.
Yeah, you don't want the big fella trying to drive down there. Delta back on the attack, leading by 1 here. Inside now, ball knocked away from Dakota Dutson, and Millard comes up with it and back on the attack. Garrison Beckstrand with it. He'll go back to Garcia at the top. Looking inside to Rowley. He's got Rowley down low. Comes up and underneath. Rowley, nice block by Dutson. Ball goes off the leg of a Delta Rabbit, but that's a great block from behind by Dutson to block that and not get the foul.
Yeah, because it could have been. I thought there might be a foul coming. Boy, here's Garcia stepping out
Quick
again.
Inbound pass to Garcia, 3-point attempt, no good. Ball down, Smith with it, comes quickly ahead, give off to Dason. Fouls with a little 10-footer from the left angle. And a great shot goes down, giving Delta a 3-point lead now, 9-6.
That's his spot. He loves that 16-footer from either side on the baseline.
Looking for the lob inside, comes inside to Garcia. He's being pressured there by Fowles. Give back to Rowley. Ball knocked away by Fowles, goes off Rowley's leg out of bounds. Delta has the ball and the momentum as they'll take the ball inbound from the baseline.
Yeah, unfortunate there because as he was going down the lane, it was stripped away, but it just goes off his knee right there.
Smith with it now. He'll go to Dayson Fowles, comes off the pick. Come the other way with Nielsen back to Dayson at the top of the key. Shot is short. Robinson with the rebound for Millard. Got a 3-on-2 break. Robinson down the middle, keeps it, goes to the hoop, and lays it in. Great play by Jesse Robinson. The defenders were expecting the pass to a wing or the other.
That's 7 out of the 8 points for Jesse Robinson here. That's a smart play because he made the defenders try to decide which way to go, and they made the wrong decision.
They try to bring the ball to the point. Pass is no good. Finally saved by Millard in the corner, comes out to Jesse Robinson. He'll bring it up across with Millard trailing by 1. Down the lane goes Jesse Robinson, tries that left-handed hook, and the second big block by Dutson as he blocks another one. Brennan Nielsen now will drive the baseline. They're going to call a foul on Brunson, it looks like. A hand check stopping Brunson. And quickly they're going to run into that Brunson's second personal foul. He doesn't normally get in foul trouble, so that's kind of big for them. Millard will go to the bench and bring in Caden Booth for Brunson. Ball comes into Dayson Fowles. Same shot, different side. Dayson Fowles knocks it down.
Boy.
A little 10-foot jumper at the wing.
What a beautiful shot for the big man. He's 6'3", and he raises up and shoots a pure jump shot. He's got 6.
Millard now working around the outside, looking for those cutters coming down. Nothing there. Cross-court pass to Breckstrand. Yeah, you oof, because that was a dangerous pass. Dakota Dutson goes asleep inside, looks away from the defender as the pass is in the air. Rowley will catch it and lay it in, and Dutson trying for his third big block. All he gets is arm.
Yeah, and Kyler Rowley, they've got him listed at 6'3", and he's all of that, and he's got a good big frame.
Very strong.
And he's tough to go up and try to knock a ball away from when he's down low like that.
Dutson will have to come out of the game as that's his second personal foul. Rowley's attempt at a free throw, no good. Could have tied the game, but Delta retains that 1-point lead at 11-10. Delta quickly at the other end. Brennan Nielsen down the lane, throws one off the glass, no good. Rebound, Garcia in trouble now. Dayson guarding him, finally gets it out to Beckstrand, and Beckstrand will bring it across. Dribble with the left hand, back to left side, give off to Garcia. Tries to go down the lane once again. He can't handle that defense right in his face that Dayson Fowles is putting on him.
And I would rather see him give it up and go right down and establish himself on that low post and then get the ball back.
Dayson is kind of quick enough to jump over in front of that, and it's causing him to travel. Quickly on the outside.
Wow.
Nielsen with a quick three-point shot, and he shoots like his mother, not his father, as he knocks down a three-pointer there, giving Delta a 4-point lead. Now they go to Garcia once again. Gives back to Robinson. Robinson down the lane again. Left-hand floater blocked this time, I think, by number 2, Burton. Quickly come the other way, however, Burton drops it off his knee.
Yeah.
He's been in the game for a little while now and hasn't scored. That's abnormal for him. He's usually isn't an offense.
And that's a tough pass to catch because it's traffic and it's coming through all kinds of hands, and it might have been deflected first, but it did go off of him, but that's a tough pass to catch.
But in times past, just put him out there and let him shoot the three. Right off the bench, that's when he's best.
Delta's going to get a run out.
By Beckstrand, no good. Shamel with a long pass, lays it up and in, and he'll be fouled from behind, I believe, by Rowley.
And that worked out much better for Delta than I thought it was going to, because he hesitated instead of going right up and laying it in, and I thought the defense was going to get there. They did, but they committed the foul.
Yeah, they did, and so that'll put at the line now, shooting for the length in the lead is Shamel. Makes it a 7-point lead early now for the Delta Rabbits.
And now 4 of Delta starters have now scored in the game.
Early score in Enterprise at half, and this was a game we were closely watching. And South Severe's come back. It's 24-26 at the half.
Oh, that was a tough call.
Down low, they try to enter the ball to Rowley, and he's fouled from behind by Burton. His first personal foul, only the 4th team foul. Common foul, non-shooting. Millard will have it out of bounds underneath their own basket. And inbounding will be Beckstrand looking for the low pass. That's not there. Come into Rowley. He goes past his man, shoots it up and over. He's against Brennan there. Got a little bit of separation, stepped back and nailed that one.
Well, that's a tough shot to defend when you're able to step back and hit that one. That was a pretty shot.
Especially with the size differential that you had there. A real battle inside now.
That.
Wow. That'll be fouls if it continues. Both guys throwing shoulders at each other.
Yeah.
The official steps forward and says something. That's between Garcia and Fowles. Fowles backs out now, and they'll change the offense a little. Hard screen there by Fowles, nothing called. Fowles shot attempted by Smith. He falls down as he has to fade away as the defense bumps him, and Millard will get the rebound. Booth with it in the corner, one bounce dribble inside to the post. Rowley on the back door to Robinson. Robinson up with the left hand, no good.
And that's a tough
foul.
Call.
Is called. And that's one of those incidentals. Good position by Brennan Nielsen, but the contact, they feel like they have to call it.
Yeah, and that's what Coach Smith was just saying right there. If the offense is diving into a defensive player, that's one of those tough ones that you take as a defensive player.
Yeah, but if the defense is moving, and I disagree with it because I think if it's initiated by the offense, it still should be an offensive call, but they'll always give that to the offensive player if that defensive player is moving at all. First free throw is good by Robinson. Second free throw also good, cutting the lead to 3 points now with just a minute to go.
And he's carrying Millard right now with 9 of their 14.
The Millard now has Lunt on the floor. That's the 7th senior, so they've been able to put all the seniors in here in this first quarter.
Wow.
And Smith Nielsen having a game as he whirls and winds and dines in the key, finally throws up a floater and it goes down to give Delta that 19-14 lead.
He's trying to match Robinson. He's got 8 for the Rabbits.
And Robinson goes inside again with the left hand. It's knocked away from him. On the floor now, Rowley with the ball. They're going to call the jump as Rowley went down to save it. And Brennan Nielsen jumps on that to tie him up. And it'll be Delta basketball with 38 seconds left and a 14-19 basketball game for Delta. Now the girls in the Delta Millard section flirting with Shamo as he takes the ball out of bounds. He responds by
He's okay with that.
He turned and waved at him.
Yeah. Gotta love that.
Looks like they're going to pull it out for a last shot of the first half. And Brennan Nielsen with it. He'll come back to Smith. Smith dribbles back to the top. Come back to Smith. Smith will rotate back into the middle. 18 seconds. Shamo with it now. He'll come to the middle. Down the lane as it's open for him. Gives back out now to Burton. Cross court to Brennan Nielsen. He's been hot. Better defend him. He's going to dribble with his right hand. Give off inside to Fowles. Fowles tries to go to the baseline, and he's going to be blocked there by Rowley, and in the situation without shooting foul, that might have been the best thing to do because he had a layup coming.
And you saw me look down. The clock kept running right there, so it took it down a little low there for the Rabbits.
You're claiming a little home cooking now. Don't be starting those rumors. So we could claim the same at the girls' game last night.
Brennan
Nielsen with the last second shot does
in.
not go in, so that'll be the end of the first quarter, 19-14. And I was just kidding about the girls' situation. It was a great game last night. It really was. So let's go back to studio.
Millard County residents are accustomed to friendly service, quality grocery items, and convenient prices at Dwayne's Food Town in Fillmore. Dwayne's Food Town prides itself on providing the choicest cuts of meat in their meat department, assuring they offer the freshest produce available, and providing the best value on every grocery item in the store. Stop in and discover for yourself the hometown service and attention that you deserve at Dwayne's Food Town, located at 375 South Main in Fillmore. Proud to support the Eagles this year.
When just standing up from a sitting position becomes a major life event, Service Drug has the solution for you. Service Drug is a distributor of lift chairs made by Golden Technologies. These chairs are manufactured in the USA from the highest quality materials, and the comfort they provide is unsurpassed. They come in a variety of colors and styles to meet your every need. Stop by today and check out the full line of home medical supplies at Service Drug in Delta and Fillmore. As always, it's service first at Service Drug.
Welcome back to Fillmore. We get ready to start the second quarter now. Again, Delta jumps out to that 19-14 lead in that first quarter.
And now let me make an observation here, Dennis. Just the other night, Delta couldn't throw the thing in the ocean. They had 4 points at the end of the first quarter. Tonight, they put 19 up in the first, so go figure.
Yeah. Enterprise played great defense. No, I watched that game.
Yeah.
Quickly from the the free throw line. Beckstrand, that's no good. Caden Booth with the rebound. That's no good. Beckstrand comes in and steals it. Jason Fowl knocks him down, takes it away. Beckstrand still down there complaining. No good, the officials didn't give it.
Wow.
At the other end, we shoot an air ball, does Burton. And Beckstrand with a long pass, he comes up, ball knocked away from him.
Whoa.
And he takes out Shammo. That was not a good foul.
No, that was a little scary.
That was vindictive right there as he got frustrated, threw his shoulder into him and just knocked him over.
And that's the one thing that these two officials are going to have to understand. You're in the middle of a rivalry game here. It's the last game of the regular season, and emotions are going to run high here tonight, so they've got to somehow try and manage that, keep it under control.
Coach quickly gets Beckstrand out of the basketball game, brings Brunson back in, even though he's got the 2 personal fouls. And I think what I'm seeing here, I think they're going to let the seniors play this game for Millard. And Jackson Wardle doesn't even have his warm-up shirt off, and he's been an integral part of this team. Shammo with a long 3-point attempt. That's in and out, no good. Robinson with the rebound, and he'll quickly bring it up. Long pass to Booth. Only person that could catch that was one of the cheerleaders, and she wasn't looking for it at that point in time. So out of bounds.
Mike Louder should have made a play on it. He was standing there on the end and did not move.
Oh, he's standing between the Millard and Delta fans as they're very close down there, and now Russ Fowles comes down and stands there also, as there must be some words already between the Millard and Delta fans. That's the one problem with how they stand here. They're way too close.
Dason Fowles again.
Dason Fowles, a little 15-footer up and over the defense, makes it 21-14, first points of this second quarter now.
And he's got 8 in the game. You notice Delta now switched up as Beckstrand's gone to the bench. Dennis, they've gone to that kind of 3 across, 2 down, 2 on the bottom.
They struggle to score from the outside without Beckstrand or Wardle in the basketball game.
Maybe not.
Long shot by Robinson, hard off the glass, missed the rim entirely. Delta with the rebound, they'll come ahead. Smith with a 3-point attempt. That's no good off the rim. Brunson comes down with that, and he'll maintain the possession of the basketball quickly across half court. And Delta extends that zone just a little bit. Now Lund can make some points out there. He's a pretty good shooter when he gets warmed up, but that one didn't hit much of anything. Rebound is to Millard. They maintain it. This time Lund
missed
inside,
assignment by Delta.
Watching.
That was just a flat-out missed assignment because he had a layup if he wanted to just step in and lay it in.
Yeah, he didn't even realize how open he was. Missed the shot. Rowley with the rebound. They're going to call a foul on number 2.
Yeah, Trevor
Burton. And now you get Wardle in the basketball game for Booth. As in disalignment, they've got to have a little more scoring outside.
Yeah, he averages 8 points a game, so probably not a bad move to get him in the ball game.
Long pass comes into Brunson. Inside to Rowley at the free throw line. Puts it on the floor. Tries to dribble through. Dason Fowles stops him. He kicks it back outside. Brunson now drives the lane. Little 15-footer by him. No good. Hard off the iron. And Nilsson with the rebound out in the corner. And Delta will call timeout. A full timeout. So let's go back to studio for a timeout.
Hi, I'm Mark Huntsman, Senior Vice President of Sunrise Engineering. I would like to thank all of our loyal clients and employees who have contributed to the success of our company. Sunrise Engineering has been recently recognized nationally in the top 500 engineering firms and as a recipient of the National Client Satisfaction Award 5 years in a row. We are presently expanding at Sunrise and are looking to add engineers, surveyors, and other support staff. To join our team, visit our website or call Sunrise Engineering at 800-560-6151.
The type of medical care that you receive should not depend on where you live. People that live in rural towns should receive high-quality medicine, just like those that live in the big cities. The Intermountain Delta and Fillmore hospitals both provide quality care and advanced technology. What they do well. The Intermountain Delta and Fillmore hospitals. Healing for life.
Welcome back to Fillmore once again. A timeout by the Delta Rabbits. During the timeout, we get another score. And again, it's a very, very interesting and important score as things not going well here for the Millard Eagles. At the end of 3, Enterprise only ahead of South Sevier by 3. 34-33.
Tightened up down there a little bit.
Delta back on the attack with the basketball again, ahead by 7. Dason Fowles with the basketball out top. Comes back to the middle, goes to Shammo on the right-hand side. Being guarded there by Lund of Millard. Pass down underneath to Smith. It's good. Brennan Nilsson with the quick kick-out pass. His shot is no good. And the ball will be knocked out of bounds by Burton. And Millard will have it back in bounds.
Yeah, got a pretty good look from the deep corner there. Just a little bit long.
Maybe he had too much time.
Yeah.
5 minutes and 15 seconds left in this second quarter. Again, Delta with a 7-point lead, 21-14 over the Millard Eagles. Delta in their 1-2-2 or 3-2 zone. Go in the corner does Millard, comes back across the top to Robinson. Back in the corner to Wardle. Drives past fouls. Shot up, no good. Down with the rebound is Shamo. Smith with it. And he'll bring it across midcourt, going through everybody. Give off to Brennan Nielsen. Oh, and no call on that. Brennan Nielsen goes up for a shot, and Brunson catches him about the elbows and strips everything from there through the hands, and they call the ball out of bounds off Millard. Wow.
But Delta does get the ball at least. Let's see if he can get it in bound as they're struggling. Here they get it.
They get it into fouls on this side. Not able to get a shot off. In fact, trying to save the basketball. Throws it back into Jesse Robinson. Now Brunson comes down the lane with a little left-hand floater. That's no good. And he'll bring it back down the court. Delta will. Nielsen goes low to fouls. Again, the ball knocked away from him. And he's just stumbling all over the place and loses control of everything. They call traveling on Dason fouls. He seems quite keyed up tonight, too.
Yeah, a little emotional here, a little bit. It's a big game. He understands that. And that's what Coach Smith was just saying there. Just calm down. We're okay.
Millard back on the attack against this zone of Delta. Gets the ball down on the baseline to Wardle. Back up to Robinson. Again, dribble down the lane. Left-hand floater. Again off the front of the rim. No good. Burton with the
Burton
rebound.
has really done well coming in and rebounding for the Rabbits here.
Hasn't scored his normal points, but now the crowds go at each other. Dason fouls down low. Brunson again jumps up and grabs the ball high. Tips the pass back to Brennan. Knocked out of bounds, and Delta will maintain possession. And
We've gotten in a little bit of a lull here as we haven't had a lot of scoring here the last couple of minutes.
No. Scoring going on in the stands as both groups getting at each other now with some cheers. They're taking shots at one another. At the end of the game, Sebastian Garcia and Beckstrand. And pass into Dason fouls at the free throw line, being bodied up there by Garcia. He don't like that. And he gives Garcia a shove as he goes back down the lane. Some big shoving. They probably ought to do something about that.
How about that?
In the interim, Brennan Nielsen steps up underneath and lays it in as you got the fight going on inside. And they really ought to stop those two young men.
That's a great back cut for Brennan. Snuck by his man, got the pass, faked the guy up and laid it in. He's got 10 now here in the first half.
9-point lead now by Delta. Pass down inside to Beckstrand. He goes up with it. He's bookend there by a couple of Delta Rabbits. Not able to get much of a shot up. Ball ends up on the floor. They'll call a jump ball now, and it will go to Delta.
And I think if he'd have gone quicker, as soon as he caught the pass and was right there, if he'd have gone up, I think he could have laid it in.
He tried to adjust his position, and Shamo come up on one side, and I think Smith on the other, and they were chest to chest with him. He had nowhere to go. They didn't foul him. They just stood there. Delta now with it. Shamo on the right-hand side. Looking inside, nothing there. Will come across to Nielsen. And again, that fight inside needs to be dealt with.
Getting out of hand.
Shot by Nielsen, no good. Gets his own rebound, jumps into Beckstrand. Beckstrand swats that one. And now Garcia with it.
I was just going to say, Dason needs to get back here and not pick up a cheap foul here in the backcourt.
Taking it personal. He's trying to make a point down in there.
Yeah.
And every time they touch each other, it's a shoulder into the short ribs. Millard with the ball. Now they're looking inside. Wardle with it, drives down the lane. Comes into Jason fouls, and no foul call. A lot of body contact.
They're really letting him play.
And in a game like this, though, you're just afraid it's going to get out of control.
Yeah, that's what I worry, too.
At the other end, Jesse Robinson hits Shamo, and it'll be a foul call. And I believe Delta now, is it this foul will go into the 1-on-1?
No,
or
I think that was just 16.
Okay. So both teams will go 1-on-1 from this point on. Again, Delta with a nice 9-point lead, as like you said, there's been very, very little scoring here. As both teams have gotten into some nonsense and they've lost scope of the offense. Robinson passes it right to Smith, and then Smith's going to go up and over. Are they going to call the offensive end? They are.
Coach Smith coming running off the bench, not happy.
And everybody's got to know, if you're going to the basketball and Jesse Robinson's anywhere in the vicinity, he's going to try and pull that that charge.
It looked like the official wasn't quite sure which way to go with it there for a moment.
Miller looks down inside. Now they finally get it to Garcia. Now a foul is called on Dason, but that's about the gentlest thing that's happened in a quarter and a half.
I think you're right.
Holy cow. We'll put Garcia at the line for a 1-on-1, and I got to quit yelling at the officials, but I'm just afraid the game's going to get out of control.
Yeah, they let all the rough stuff go and then call the touch foul. I'm with you. You got to step in as an official and grab them both and say, neither one of you want to get in foul trouble, so knock it off.
That's enough, yeah. Dason fouls, second personal, and Garcia goes to the line, and he hits the first one. But if they'd wanted to call it close, I think both Garcia and Fowles could be fouled out already. Second shot by Garcia is also right. Good, so that'll make it 16-23 now.
And he's got 3 points in the game, all of them coming from the free throw line.
Kanab comes up, Delta comes up. Millard in their 1-3-1 defense. They got Burton looking for a lob down low, not there, so they'll come back outside. Shamo on the right-hand side. Smith with it now. Nielsen with it. Now to Smith. Ball tipped on a pass by Robinson. He goes and go ahead to Brunson. Defended by Nielsen there. And as he goes up and under, Nielsen's going to hit him, and that'll send Brunson to the line for 2 shots.
And that's one of those turnovers that really hurts, because not only do you give the ball up, but then one of your players picks up his second foul right here, and Brennan can ill afford to pick up another one here at the half he's having so far.
That'll put Brunson at the line for 2. First shot is up, and that's good. Seems to be the only thing that Millard can make right now is a free throw. They're struggling from the field at both close and far away.
They are 7 for 9 so far tonight. Delta has shot just the 2.
You trying to put the old kibosh on them right there by
I don't
saying
know what
that.
I'm doing.
Brunson's second shot is up, and that one's hard, so you did the job.
Wow.
On the outside, Shamo is getting shoved out of bounds, so he'll give the ball up. And
whoa,
that's going to be an offensive foul. I thought for a minute that Dason Fowles had created a cardinal sin. He was so intent on going out and thumping Garcia, he left the lane wide open, and Robinson flew down the lane, but picked up his second personal foul as they pulled the offensive foul on him.
So he'll have to be careful now with 2 fouls here in the first half.
23-17, a minute 30 left. A minute 30 in the second quarter. Smith with it. Millard trying to trap a little out of that 1-3-1 on the wings and the base. They finally get in the corner to Dason. Back across the top. Smith now at the point.
And this is where you've got to attack. I was just going to say, you got to attack high posts, and then you're going to get some room, just like that right there.
Dason Fowles drives the base, drives down the lane. No good there. Now in trouble with it is Smith Nielsen. He finally gets it out. Trevor Burton on the wing now. And Trevor Burton finally gets there offensively. He's been doing a great job defensively and rebound, but scores his first points.
Pure shooter right there, Trevor Burton from 18 out on the baseline.
Now the war back inside as Garcia gets it. He turns on Dason Fowles, shoots it off the glass, no good.
And how about
rebound
Trevor
Delta?
Burton? He has just been a monster on that defensive glass here so far tonight.
Delta now will probably work for the last shot as there's 36 seconds left to go in the first half. They are sitting there with an 8-point lead. Nielsen goes to Smith, now to Shamo on the far side.
And Robinson's got to be careful that he doesn't pick up a foul being too aggressive right here. And he moves back, which is wise on his part.
Well, and Brunson's got 2 also out here worrying everything.
A little risky.
Cross-court pass to Nielsen, back to Smith at the point, back to Nielsen. Back to Smith, 10 seconds left to go. Coach yelling, go for it now, get going. Nielsen with a quick 3-point shot by Nielsen. Hard off the iron, no good. Jesse Robinson with the rebound. 2 seconds, 1 second. Shot is up, but it'll be no good by Millard Eagles. And that'll be the end of the first half. So a really nice first quarter kind of deteriorates into a second quarter that ends up 17-25 as both teams, I think, more into the emotion of the game than they were the game itself, and they struggled.
That's just exactly what I was going to say, Dennis. It was good basketball in that first quarter. The second quarter, it got physical, it got emotional, and kids got out of the rhythm, and I think you'll see both coaches go into the locker room, and they're going to talk about that very thing.
They've got to settle him down, because you get a kid thrown out here, you miss the play-in game. And that's what the kids got to understand. It's not worth it. This may be their last regular game, but it's not worth it. There's big things left to do. That's it at halftime then, 25-17. We'll go back to the studio for a nice word from our sponsors.
You can do it. Begin your journey and enroll today at the new Charter University, a university with flexible pacing, a flat rate per course, with principles of competency-based education so you benefit from your years of experience, along with a fair and experienced faculty and staff who are ready to help you succeed. So begin your journey. A new day, a new you, New Charter University, with real degrees for real life. Enroll at new.edu or call 801-883-8336.
Want to make your HD TV even better? Centricom has the HD channels you want. Our HD DVR gives you total control of your experience. And we're always adding new channels to serve you better. Why settle for less? Get our full HD lineup, now with over 61 HD channels. Call or visit us online and get the best HD experience from Centricom.
Stevens Feed and Holden serves the surrounding communities in Millard County as well as farmers in central and southern Utah. They buy and sell alfalfa hay and can haul your hay to wherever it needs to go. You can be assured that you'll get the right price while receiving the service you deserve when buying and selling hay. The entire crew appreciates farmers and ranchers for their business over the years, and they're happy to contribute to the school and community as a sports booster. That's Stevens Feed and Holden, a proud supporter of Millard Athletics.
How long has it been since you performed at your peak? Dr. Jordan Meekham at Peak Performance Chiropractic and Sports Rehab Center in Delta wants to help you reach your peak performance in everything you do. Whether it's at work, the golf course, the field, the hardwood, in the mountains, or maybe most importantly, playing with your kids, Dr. Meekham provides services for everything from back pain, headaches, shoulder, elbow, and wrist pain, foot and ankle injuries, and pain that comes with pregnancy. Visit PerformPeak.com to schedule your appointment today at Peak Performance in Delta or call 435-864-2000.
Welcome back to Fillmore. Again, we're at halftime here. This is the New Charter University halftime show. New Charter University, a new sponsor in the system for these halftime shows for the high school athletic events. New Charter University is an online university. It is founded on proven principles of competency-based education. You can benefit from all those years of experience and do a lot of it from the convenience of your own home. New Charter University. Check us out at new.edu or call 801-883-8336. And again, we appreciate them, and we again all the sponsors for what they do for high school athletics. Well, as we went to air, I hate to belabor the point, but this was a good basketball game for one quarter. And I really believe that second quarter, there weren't many points scored by either team. And I thought there was some action out there that could have warranted technical fouls, at least an intentional foul, and technical fouls possibly. Not good.
I'm going to interrupt you right here. 13 seconds to go in the ball game. Beaver leads Kanab 41-40. Kanab has the ball. So there's a chance. And if you're a Delta fan, you're hoping with all your heart that Kanab can find a way to knock one down and get a win. And then that throws this whole thing back into a tizzy. Could make things fun.
Yeah. And the other score that's interesting for the Millard fans is at the end of 3, South Sevier was right there with Enterprise at Enterprise. We haven't had any updates on that one, but all sorts of wild things are going to happen.
Getting back to your point in that second quarter, right now, Dennis, free throw shooting is keeping Millard in this game. They've been to the free throw line 10 times. They've made 7 of them.
And Kanab just beat Beaver.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. 42-41, Kanab just upsets Beaver on their senior night.
Unbelievable.
Wow, so and Beaver was winning that one fairly handily in that first half.
So that brings Beaver back down to the fro with some of the other teams, and that gives Delta an opportunity.
Well, Delta or Enterprise will end up tied with them tonight if they win.
So interesting.
Go ahead with your point.
Millard with only 5 made field goals in that first half, Dennis, all of them 2-point, the 2-point variety. They were 7 of 10 from the free throw line. That really kept this thing close for Millard. Delta with 11 made field goals, 2 of them were from the 3-point variety, but Delta only got to the line 2 times. So that's keeping Millard right there close.
Well, again, that defense by Delta is what's shutting the Millard Eagles down. Great defense by Delta as they use their strategies man-to-man when Beckstrand's on the floor and zone when he's off. And so able to shut the Millard Eagles down. Again, interesting things going on. We just mentioned Beaver just got upset by Kanab. That drops Beaver to a 7-3 mark. And if Delta wins this ball game, they will go to 7-3. And if Enterprise wins their ball game, they will go to 7-3. And you've got a log jam at the top for first, second, and third. So Delta could go from a possible 3rd spot to 1st spot if they were to win this basketball game, and that would be great for the Delta Rabbits. The other side of that is Enterprise and South Sevier it is a close ball game at the end of 3, and Millard's eyes are on that one because if Enterprise loses that ball game to South Sevier and Millard drops this ball game, that puts South Sevier and Millard back in the tie. So,
wow,
big things for both of these teams, and again, a lot in their future at stake here as they play this basketball game. And then going back to the point we were making, that's why they need to get their minds back on the game and quit worrying about bumping and thumping and shoving people. Get back to playing basketball. There's a lot to be had here.
Yeah, a ton for both teams here tonight. I think you'll see that happen because both of these coaches, I know they're in the locker room addressing that very fact that you can't let your emotions get away here. There's too many players with 2 personal fouls in the game. You pick up even one more, and it just kind of changes the way you can play the game when you're in foul trouble.
The thing I'd be more worried about really right now than that possibly for either team is somebody losing their cool and throwing a punch, being eliminated from this game and also the next game, which is an important play-in game. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's go back to studio for another timeout, and then we'll be back with more of the New Charter University halftime show.
You can do it. Begin your journey and enroll today at the New Charter University, a university with flexible pacing, a flat rate per course, with principles of competency-based education so you benefit from your years of experience, along with a fair and experienced faculty and staff who are ready to help you succeed. So begin your journey. A new day, a new you, New Charter University, with real degrees for real life. Enroll at new.edu or call 801-883-8336.
The government and community leaders in Millard County today were molded into the people they have become by the experiences and opportunities during their high school years. The same stands true for the future leaders of Delta City. That's why the City Council and Mayor of Delta are thoroughly invested in providing opportunities for the students of Delta High School to assist them in reaching their potential. Delta City appreciates the opportunity to support Delta High School academics and this Delta Rabbits sports broadcast.
This sports broadcast is brought to you by Materia Natural Resources in Delta, Utah. Advocating education in our Millard County communities, Materian is the only source of high-quality beryllium in North America. Beryllium is used in your car, cable TV, and tablet. It's even used in your cell phone. Because of beryllium, you're connected with family, friends, classmates, social media, and the web. Materian offers a safe and successful sports season to all Millard County schools.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features a beautiful showroom with brands you know and trust, like Moen, Delta, American Standard, Toto, Aquatic, LK, Growy, and more. They've also got what every farmer needs as a Valley distributor for all your agricultural supplies, from pivots and sprinklers to wheel lines and water troughs. Visit Mountain Land Supply Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield.
Welcome back to Millard High School. Getting Dennis Aldridge and Ken Nilsson bringing you the action here. Again, this halftime show is by New Charter University, and I'd like to give a shout out right now to Coach Smith of Delta. As Millard was walking back on the floor after halftime, there was a stare down. I won't mention the young man's name from Delta, but a little bit of attempted intimidation. That's not the important point. Well, the important point, Smith went to him immediately and took him aside and spoke with him. He knows the importance of this basketball game and keeping his players in this game emotionally, and so a shout out to Coach Smith there for that action. And we're about ready to play some basketball again here. And instead of talking about those kinds of things, we're going to report the actual game. Do you have, I guess you gave kind of the halftime stats.
Well, we really didn't run through points as far as that go. Jesse Robinson led Millard in that first half with 9. 4 points for Kyler Rowley, 3 for Sebastian Garcia, 1 from Derek Brunson. And for Delta, Brennan Nielsen led Delta with 10. Dason Fowles right behind him with 8. 3 points for Rhett Shamo, 2 for Peyton Smith, 2 for Trevor Burton. But again, 11 made field goals for the Rabbits, just the 5 for Millard. They didn't shoot the ball particularly well. But as I said, free throws kept them in it right there. We'll see if Delta maybe can get to the line a little bit more here in the second half.
Again, breaking news in that Beaver has been defeated by Kanab, dropping Delta back to the pack, and Delta is dropping Beaver back to the pack. Millard on the attack here, first off the bat. And Garrison Beckstrand, the ball was kind of hit as he went up by Shamo, He continued to power through it. The shot was a little hard off the glass, but good by Beckstrand. So 19-25 for the Kanab. Excuse me. All these red teams are messing me up. For the Delta Rabbits.
And you know what? If you're Beckstrand, you'll take it anyway. It goes in.
Now the ball stolen by Jesse Robinson, goes ahead to Brunson. Brunson up with it being defended there. Nice job by Brennan Nielsen as he affected the shot enough that it was no good. And down with the rebound is the Delta Rabbits. And they'll come back on the offensive end. Millard in a 1-3-1 trap now and trying to do some things in the half court. Delta going back and forth across. Brennan Nielsen with a quick shot. Another three-point shot, good for Brennan Nielsen.
That's 13 for Brennan, and he's got 3 threes in the game. So he has really helped Delta's cause here in this one.
Extends the lead out to 9 points now, biggest lead for the Delta Rabbits. Millard back against this man-to-man defense. They're going to go inside to Rowley. Fake the ball against Dutson, goes up. Dutson with a piece of the ball on the block. No good, but Beckstrand comes down with it, tries to go up for a shot. I believe the foul is going to be against Shammo.
No. Well, he kept looking over towards Dakota Dutson.
Shammo was the one there, went across the arms of Beckstrand. So Beckstrand will have 2 shots from the free throw line. First shot is good by Beckstrand, making the score 28-20 with 6:44 left.
And this is
He'll
good
get a
news.
second shot.
This is good news for Millard to get him going. He didn't score in the first half. He's got 4 quick ones here now in the second.
And Shammo with a second personal, and that's Shammo's responsibility, is Beckstrand, and he's done a fantastic job in the 2 games they've played. Nielsen with it, he'll go to Shammo at the free throw line, downside inside to Dutson. Goes up for the shot, hit from the side by Rowley. It'll be no good, but it will send him to the line, Dakota Dutson, for 2.
And they always say never foul the jump shooter that far from the basket. That's a tough foul there, as it gives a couple of free ones here for Dakota Dutson, who hasn't scored in the game yet either. Let's see if this gets him off the snod.
Rowley's 3rd personal foul. First shot by Dutson down the middle, pretty good. You got to count that one, I think. So now he scored.
And a decision time for Coach Burriston. They say that's just his second.
Okay, they backed it off to 2.
Yeah.
My mistake, I'm sorry. Second shot by Dutson is also good. And as we mentioned in the JV game, we have not yet seen Jack Dutson.
No, we haven't.
That ankle must be bothering him to a point that he can't play. Millard on the attack now. Delta in a man-to-man now, and a quick foul again on Dutson. Dakota Dutson, I believe that is his 3rd. And he'll be going out, and Burton jumping back in. But Dutson picked up 2 quick ones to start the game.
Yeah.
Set out the rest of the first half. Now he picks up a 3rd one here quick. And with 1.5 minutes off the clock, he'll set down here in the 3rd quarter.
And that's how important Rowley is to Millard, because he's so strong down inside. Oh, and that's a tough call there. It looked like that would come free from the top, and the outside official, for some reason.
Rowley getting the ball down low, and the defense, enough to affect the shot, but he was able to step to the other side of the basket, get his own rebound.
Great anticipation
and then
to go
on the
across.
attempted putback, then they call the foul, and that will be on number 2, and that'll be Trevor Burton's 2nd personal foul. And Rowley makes the first free throw. Will be there for the second. He makes that. And again, as you stated, free throw is the only thing keeping Millard in this basketball game. Delta now comes ahead there. Again, they're ahead by 7. That's comfortable.
In fact, to kind of echo your point, Dennis, that's 14 free throws for Millard here in the ball game.
Into the corner to Burton. Drives the baseline. He's going to go up and over. Attempt to go up and over Garcia. No good. Gets his own rebound. Bounces the ball off Garcia's foot. It'll go out to Nielsen. Nielsen looking. Nobody going to guard me. I'll go ahead and shoot that thing. Misses. But Smith with the rebound. He comes down the lane. It looks like the officials are going to try and call this a little closer and get some of that emotion out. Foul will be called, I believe, on Garcia.
Yeah, he kind of swiped down on the ball, and he really didn't need to. He's big enough. He can just stand straight up and really cause some problems.
Ball gives into fouls at his little spot on the angle there. No good this time. And get Beckstrand with the rebound. He'll give off to Robinson now.
Yeah, tough luck shot for Dason as that spun in and right back out. He's money from that spot generally.
Beckstrand goes down low to Rowley now. Rowley tries to drive in. As he tries to reverse, though, it will be fouls will come around from the backside and knock the ball away out of bounds as Rowley was trying to reverse pivot in the lane.
And you can see how valuable Rowley is to Millard. He is so good down in that post. Look at the position he gets again.
This time he goes quick and hard against Burton. No good. Gets his own rebound. Goes up and in. This time it goes in. He's working hard down there. He's missing a lot of shots, but he's getting a lot of his own rebounds. So it's a 5-point lead now for Delta.
Yeah, he's got 4 points now here, all in the second half.
Now Nielsen on the drive. This time they finally call that battle inside. It's been a long time coming. They're going to call Garcia for...
And he's got to be careful with his emotions right there.
Now the Millard coach going to say, well, what about the other guy? Because it has been physical both ways. But it was a matter of time. Something had to be called down in there.
Referee pretty good to listen right there.
Yeah.
And you like that if a referee will talk to you.
Delta has it now. 5-point lead, 30-25 in the corner to Nielsen. He's looking down inside to Dayson. Dayson tries to reverse pivot. Beckstrand takes it away. He gets it back. Finally gets it outside to Nielsen. He'll go to Schammel. He'll give back to to Smith to reset the offense. Cross-court pass now to Schammel. Back to the point. Back to Nielsen on the right side. Drive the base. Looking inside for the pass. Burton way behind the basket. Jumps and then in the air leans back and throws it off the glass. That was a tremendous athletic move right there.
Yeah, it was a great find from Brennan to see him under that bank board, and then Burton just athletically long. He can lean back, as you said, and lay it in.
When he went up, he didn't know where the basket was and had to lean back. Drive inside, give off. Now back outside to Robinson. Robinson will drive the lane. He's going to go up with the right hand this time.
Wow, and again, that's a tough
call.
call.
Nielsen on the drive. No shot on the drive. Foul on Nielsen.
Yeah, and that's 3 on him, so he's going to have to be careful.
So
and the reason I say that is there's so much contact in the game.
Yeah.
It's hard for a player to get himself in position. Now what?
Well, Garcia comes down with a rebound off the shot by Robinson. And they're going to say another foul now on Nielsen. Wow, that's a quick 4th foul. He's saying,
he was on the outside, yeah.
He was saying, I was on the bench when that happened, guy.
Wow.
So he'll go out, and in will come Dutson, who has 3.
Yeah, I wonder about that call myself as he was on the outside. There's a block. Sorry, Dennis.
That's all right. Rowley with the shot attempt. Burton blocks it, gets the rebound. Rowley in frustration rings back and fouls him. The real difficulty for Delta is their depth.
Yep. They've
got 3 kids in foul trouble, and they got 1 substitute. That's key for them. On the attack now, Delta comes across with Schammel. Wow. Cross-court pass to Burton, back to the point to Smith, and now they're going to call either a bad foul on a pick. They're going to call Garcia. Again, the war between Garcia and fouls.
And both sides are so frustrated right now because they just don't know what they can do out on the floor. You got calls coming. And as an official, I think you need to be aware of the game and the situation and where players are at with fouls.
Well, now coach is having a chance to yell at the other officials, so both of them are getting the call. It's the 3rd personal foul on Garcia. Wardle will come in the game now. Ball comes down to Garcia off a missed shot by Delta. And ahead comes Millard quickly in the corner to Wardle. Wardle with a 3-point attempt. That's no good. Ball being fought for. And now they're going to call Garcia over the back for a foul.
Wow, so he's picked up 4 quick ones as well.
4th personal foul on Garcia. And he is frustrated.
But here's the guy coming back in, Dennis, that's been a monster tonight. I really like Kyler Rowley and his physicality and ability to play on the low block. He has really been dominant down in there tonight.
Yeah, it's a tough deal, though. Again, the frustration that you mentioned a minute ago with the calls in the first half, that war went on. And now the foul's being called and a little bit of frustration. Timeout is called, I believe, by Millard. It's a 30-second timeout. And Dayson Fowles being smart on his end of things as he's being physical, but he's been smart enough to back off at the right time. 3 minutes and 47 seconds left in this 3rd quarter. And again, Delta with a 7-point lead and the basketball after the foul call on Garcia. 6 fouls against the Millard Eagles, team fouls, and 5 against Delta. So very quickly we could be going to some shooting here.
So here's the question, Dennis. Where does the scoring come from now for Delta? They have 5 points in this 3rd quarter. Brennan has a 3. Dakota Dutson has 2 free throws. So let's see who's going to step up right here. Peyton Smith Also Trevor Burton, those two can flat out score it. And then Dason Fowles, let's see if they get him a little more involved.
Well, they've got Garcia out of there, so
Yep.
you would think that Fowles would have a chance to now do some good things down low.
Excuse me, I'm going to Enterprise now.
Attaboy.
Millard doing a nice job extending the defense out and making Delta really play way too far from the basket.
On that extension, though, what they have to be careful from is the backside low post. They have to make sure the rotations come down in there.
Trevor Burton had a three here if he wanted it. He'll take it.
This time he'll take it on the return pass, and it's up and good. And that's what they always used to say. Don't worry about shooting the first when it comes your way. It'll come back. 35-25 now for Delta. And Millard on the attack now, looking for cutters down the lane. Nothing there. Beckstrand looking to go left. Now he goes back to his right and give off to Wardle. In the corner to Brunson. Drives the lane. Gives off to Robinson at the free throw line. Down
they
the
had
lane.
Rowley open too.
Nice little dump-off pass inside to Rowley. And he lays it up and in. Rowley for two. And now quickly at the other end, Dason Fowles comes down out of control. Hits the bottom of the basket as he tries to make that driving layup. Beckstrand with it. He leaves it way short. Ball knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say it's off Brunson back to the Delta Rabbits.
And again, that emotion's still there. You can tell as Dason really wanted to go down and make a statement there on that layup, but just a little too quick.
For the Delta Rabbits, what they need to realize, we're up by 8. Just relax.
Yeah.
Relax and play the game. Millard is the one that needs to be, kind of kicking things up a bit.
Yeah.
Way outside now. They're going to give the ball on the left-hand side to Schammel.
Ooh, they had Dason wide open at the juncture.
Smith goes inside to Fowles, back to Burton. Burton's going to be called for the travel as he tries to put a move on Brunson.
That's not his game. His game is spot up and go ahead and shoot the three.
Catch and shoot. He's been very good at the quick catch and shoot.
You betcha.
Millard will take over then with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, still trading by 7 points. Millard in a high 1-4 against this man-to-man defense. Brunson off a screen. Tries to lob inside to Rowley, but it's too big for him, and Burton catches it quickly ahead. And in the corner now goes to Schammel. Schammel with a shot. That's no good. Ball knocked into the stands by Rowley as Fowles was trying to get that rebound for a layup, and Rowley swats it into the stands.
Yeah, Delta's fortunate to get that one back.
It looks like Schammel will be inbounding it on the far side. He'll come way outside to Burton. Burton tries to give it up. There's nothing there. Now he's in trouble. Finally gets it to Smith.
Never picked a dribble up out that far from the basket.
And don't dribble unless you got somewhere to go. Nice pass inside to Burton. That's no good. He gets his own rebound, shoots that one up. That's no good. And Beckstrand with the rebound.
I think
Millard comes ahead quickly.
He was thinking a block was coming and rushed it just a little bit.
Reverse pivot in the lane by Wardle. Partially blocked by Fowles, and he gets the rebound. Now a pass down low is blocked away. Millard with it ahead to Rowley. Rowley up with it, and he's going to be knocked down by Smith, and then nothing harsh there. Smith fouled him and then helped him get back up. Both of them momentum going a different direction, and it just was meant to be collision.
And how about a turn of events? Delta's got a run out for a layup, and they turn it over, and now they come back and could give up 2 on free throws right here.
Rowley with the first shot, and that's hard off the back of the iron, so no good there. Score remains 27-35 with 1:23 left in this third quarter.
Yeah, Rowley now 2 for 4 from the free throw line. He's
Second
got
shot
10.
is up, and that one's good this time for Rowley, and he'll cut it back to a 7-point lead now.
11 for Rowley in the game. He has carried Millard offensively here tonight.
Robinson gets the steal away from Smith, gives it up to Beckstrand, streaking down the lane. Beckstrand a little too hard. He could feel the presence of Dutson coming down the lane behind him, and he shoots it too hard. Now way ahead to Dason Fowles, up and in for Fowles. And frustration all over the place, and that's going to make it a 9-point lead now with 55 seconds left in this third quarter.
That's 10 now for Dason Fowles as he's really helping out offensively for the Rabbits.
Looking inside now, Robinson dribbles back towards the top. He'll go low now to Rowley. Rowley tries to go inside to Robinson. It goes off Dutson's head and then back into Al Robinson's hands and out of bounds.
Same thing happened to Delta earlier when I said you try to throw a pass through traffic, it gets deflected, and then instinctively you put your hands out.
Now Robinson looking to get another steal. Smith using his dribbling drills.
Peyton's got to be careful, just like that. That's why you got to be careful.
Robinson misses the layup, but it's happened both ways now where the ball has been taken away, and when the other team is frustrated, they end up doing something dumb. And right there, another example of that. 3 fouls now on Smith as that was a foul of frustration.
Yep.
Robinson makes the first free throw. Again, free throws the only thing Millard can make. They're missing layups. They're missing three-pointers. They are making free throws. Robinson's second free throw. That's good. Back to a 7-point game now. Delta 37, Millard 30 with 25 seconds left.
Yeah, 19 foul shots for Millard here in the ball game. Delta so far with 4.
Millard now, Smith this time looks for a little help. Rubs a little screen to get the ball into front court. Fouls with it. Backdoor cut by Schammel. Give off to Burton. 8 seconds left. Back to Smith. Everybody leaves Smith. He shoots the three-pointer, and everybody left him, and he nails the three-pointer. Quickly ahead now. Shots away by Robinson. No good, and that's the score, 40-30. Boy, you don't leave a shooter standing out there at the top of the key.
And he was wide open. And sigh of relief for Peyton Smith as he gets his second bucket of the game and has 5 points.
And that will be the end of the third quarter. Let's go to the studio for a 30-second timeout.
You can do it. Begin your journey and enroll today at the new Charter University, a university with flexible pacing, a flat rate per course, with principles of competency-based education so you benefit from your years of experience, along with a fair and experienced faculty and staff who are ready to help you succeed. So begin your journey. A new day, a new you, New Charter University, with real degrees for real life. Enroll at new.edu or call 801-883-8336.
Welcome back to Fillmore, Utah, where we got a little excitement going in between quarters as Delta had a big old Tyrannosaurus Rex plastic inflatable animal over there. Some of the Millard girls went over there and flirted with the Delta boys until they finally gave up that thing, and then the whole Delta crowd, Millard crowd, took off their middle school girls too, flirting with those boys.
But I will say,
got the animal.
I'm going to say this, Dennis, hats off to the Delta student body who has come here in force. They got a great crowd here tonight, so good to see them here.
Yeah. I don't know what will happen with that as the Delta kids are trying to find a way to get that inflatable animal back, I think. So all the action's not just on the floor right now.
Yeah, I think it's Delta's ball to start this fourth quarter. There, they got it right.
Millard tried to steal it. That's okay.
Why not?
You betcha. Again, 8 minutes to go, fourth quarter here, 30-40. And now the counterattack by the Delta Rabbit cheering section.
And here's the question for you, Dennis. How long do you stay with Brennan on the bench with those 4 fouls? Because they could use his ball handling out here.
Well, that'll be dictated, I think, by the game itself and what goes on. If those kinds of things right there go on.
Whoa, pickpocket.
Missed shot by Smith. Rowley with the rebound. Smith comes from behind. Now Smith goes up for a layup, and they're going to say traveling. So I think what I'm saying is dictated by the game. If it stays a 10 or a 9 or an 8-point game, you can survive a little longer. But if it gets down to 5 or 6, you got to bring him back.
Well, that would have been a big one for Delta there to go up 12, but the travel called down low.
Now there's Millard switched up a little bit as they've got Wardle down in the post.
Wow.
Quick shot by Beckstrand, no good. Rowley with the rebound. Whirling shot goes up and out. And they were going to call the foul on Rowley. He was the man underneath, but they say he grabbed the arm as he went for the rebound.
And he's a little frustrated. He had a nice look down there, and it just rolled off. And now what happened? I didn't see it.
Well, it'll be 1-1, but the thing that happened is Delta got their Tyrannosaurus Rex back.
There you go.
They chased down the girls and recaptured the Rex. Now, here we go.
And these are big. Delta's only been here 4 times tonight. They need to make money when they're there.
Shot by Burton is up and in.
How about that? The sophomore just stands up there as cool as a cucumber.
I was thinking he probably ought to have him official throw him the ball and immediately shoot it instead of taking time. He's so quick on the release.
He's got 8 in the game so far.
Second shot
9.
is up, and that's also good, making the score back to a 12-point lead now for the Delta Rabbits.
Yeah, nice job there by the sophomore to go down there and just say, okay, let me help my team out.
Looking on the wing. Nothing there. Cross-court pass to Robinson. Looking at the point. It's hard to bring the lob in from that point. Now we go baseline. Put it in there. Ball knocked away by Schammel coming from the side. Ahead is Fouls. Fouls goes up for a shot. He's going to be fouled by Beckstrand.
Got pretty good defense. Delta's smart enough to understand that they can't handle Rowley with one guy, so they're sending that offside help in to try and at least come across and help as he comes across the lane.
Big guys are generally taught, don't put the ball on the floor. Now, you can get away with that if it's a quick dribble and go to the hoop, but when you try to make 2 or 3 dribbles, there's too many little guys coming in there with quick hands. Foul shot by Fowles is good, making the score a 13-point lead now for Delta. Second shot is up. That's off the front of the rim.
Lane violation.
The lane violation anyway, so it's Millard ball either way. 43-30, 6 minutes and 55 seconds left in this basketball game. Again, on the line for the Delta Rabbits. If they win, they're in a tie with Beaver for that number 1 spot and a better seed going into state, so they need this game. Cross-court pass goes to Robinson. Hit and nearly knocked down by Dakota Dutson. No call. Up with the shot is Wardle. Gets his own rebound up and underneath. Athletic shot by Wardle to make the score 32 now for the Millard Eagles.
First basket of the game, and that's as athletic a shot as I've seen this year.
Goes up on the near side and then dives it up underneath and lays it on the far side. Delta with the ball now. Dutson out front, guarded by Wardle. Ball knocked away from Dutson, and they're going to say a foul on Wardle.
Yeah, Shamo actually out there, and so he'll go to the line with big free throws coming for him.
So that'll put Shamo at the line for a 1-and-1.
And the other thing, Dennis, that's the 9th team foul. The next one, Delta will shoot 2 the rest of the way.
First shot by Shamo is good. You said they didn't shoot very well, but this second half, especially this fourth quarter, they're not having many problems up there.
Yeah, that's better. He's got one more.
Coming.
Rhett with 4 points in the ball game as well.
Second shot, that one's also good, going back now to that 13-point lead for the Delta Rabbits. Robinson moves it across half court in the corner to Wardle. Being guarded by Burton out there. Robinson with it, drives down the lane. Tries to give it off to Rowley, but they're going to say foul on the play. And who's this on? Number 4. That's Dakota Dutson.
That's 4 on him.
And that's 4 on him. So fouls mounting up both ways now. Shot by Robinson is good.
He's making a living there tonight, Dennis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 6 at the free throw line is Jesse Robinson.
Now, last time you read a stat like that, they missed the next one. That one he does go in also, though. Again, back to just an 11-point game now.
13 for Jesse Robinson.
45-34. Dason fouls with it. He'll hand back to Smith, guarded by Robinson way out front. Now to Burton. Burton drives the base. And Robinson tries to take that charge, but he doesn't quite get there in time.
I'm just going to say, I'm not sure how many fouls Robinson has, but he's got to be careful out front here because they can ill afford to lose him in this game.
That's his 3rd personal foul. And now you'll see Brennan Smith come back in, as you mentioned. When do you put him in? And now's the time because there's going to be really important now ball control for Delta with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. Burton at the line. He was successful last time, 2 for 2. That one perfect there.
3 for 3 for the sophomore.
And Brennan Nielsen comes in now for Dakota Dutson.
So you flip-flop 4 fouls for 4 fouls. You take your chances either way.
Well, but you bring the ball handling. You don't need the shot blocking. You need the ball handling. Second shot is also good, and Smith will call timeout for Delta. So let's go back to studio real quick.
Millard, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco are happy to support Millard High School. Not only can you stop in for top-quality gasoline and oil products, but you can fill up on snacks, goodies, and drinks. You'll also find their irresistible, world-famous fried chicken and potato logs. Miller's can also service your vehicle with mechanical service or a new set of tires. And dine in on delicious and healthy meal selections at Subway. That's Millard, Chevron, Subway, and Texaco on the North I-15 interchange in Fillmore, proud to sponsor the player of the game.
If you are a registered nurse and would like to work full or part-time for a reputable state-of-the-art facility, join the professionals at Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi. Central Valley Medical Center is a 25-bed critical access hospital with a busy surgical center and provides an attractive benefits package, competitive pay, and an excellent work environment. Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi is a convenient commute for most areas in central Utah. To apply, please visit their website at centralvalleymedicalcenter.com. That's centralvalleymedicalcenter.com.
Welcome back to Millard High School. again, Delta in control of this basketball game as they have been most of the second half. In 47-34 now for the Delta Rabbits. Although they are in foul trouble with two players with 4 fouls. And like we mentioned, this is a 6-man rotation tonight as Jack Dutson, with that injured foot, not been on the floor yet tonight.
That's a lot of minutes to play for 6 players here in a ball game.
Yeah, it is. Millard now will bring the ball across half court. And a high 1-4. They'll go to Wardle at the post. Give off to Robinson. Robinson down the lane, off balance. Tries a left-handed shot off balance. No good. Ball knocked out of bounds. They're going to say it's off of fouls. It'll be in for the Millard Eagles underneath their own basket. And Garrison Beckstrand will step out there to trigger the ball inbounds. Looking inside, nothing there. They'll go outside to Wardle. Wardle drive the lane up with a 15-foot jump shot. No good. And Dason fouls high for that rebound.
He really was, wasn't he?
In total command of that one. And go ahead now to Brennan Smith. Nilsson, excuse me, down the lane.
Holy cow.
And bodies falling.
Wow.
I think in that situation, you either got to give the foul to
My
Millard
goodness.
or the ball back to Millard. I think that was a makeup because the ball went out of bounds off of
Yeah,
Nilsson.
It looked like he really got raked
But
on
he got
that
nailed,
arm.
yeah.
And there's a call, quick one, and I'm sure the officials went okay.
That's a makeup.
Yeah, I missed that one on Brennan, so we'll give you 2 here.
Yeah, the foul should have been in Brennan's case. 34-47 now. Again, Delta with a chance to extend the lead beyond the 13-point lead that they currently have, which is the biggest lead of the game. First shot up and good by Trevor Burton. Is that 7 in a row?
6 in a row for Burton.
And he'll have
13 in the game.
14-point lead now for Delta. Second shot is up. That one's off the front iron.
Jinxed him there, I did.
And Millard with the rebound.
There's a final from Manti. Manti defeats Gunnison 77-53.
As expected there. Quickly inside to Rowley, gives off on the give and go to Robinson. Robinson up off the glass for 2 points. Nice give and go from Rowley to Robinson.
And that's one where Brennan Nilsson doesn't dare go up and contest that because he can't pick up another foul or he goes to the bench.
Brennan on the floor now gives it off to Smith. Smith down in the corner to fouls from his favorite spot. No good. Ball tipped by Robinson to Brunson. Ahead to Wardle. Wardle goes up with it. No good. But they're going to say he was fouled on the drive by Shammo. I think they were going to give him that ball if it had gone in.
Wow, if it had gone in, I think
they were going to give it to him.
They're going to give it one of those continuations, you think?
Well, yeah. It's legal.
And on the other end, maybe a little quick shot from the base, a little quicker than Coach Smith would like. Go ahead and run time. You've got the lead.
And again, that shot will come back to you later. You don't need to get it going.
Good point.
Wardle makes the first free throw. He actually made that shot twice as it went all the way down, popped up, and then went back down again. Back to an 11-point lead.
And somebody asking on the final for South Severe. We'll see if somebody responds.
Another shot made by Wardle, back to a 10-point lead now. Brennan Nilsson with the ball. He's there for his ball handling. He gets in trouble, picks it up, gives it off to Shammo. Shammo guarded Millard in extended man-to-man all over the floor now, trying to get this ball back. Fouls with it, gives off to Nielsen. Nielsen drives down the lane.
Whoa.
And there was a foul there to begin with, and in retaliation.
The fans up here a little oohing and on.
Yeah, again, the foul was there. The first foul was there. The rest was extracurricular activity. Free throw line for 2 shots, and Delta ahead by 10 points. First shot is up and good. 4 minutes and 28 seconds left in this basketball game. 3 fouls now against Brunson. Nielsen with a second shot attempt. Shot is up and hard off the iron, no good.
In and out.
Beckstrand with the rebound and fouls in a situation he don't need to be in.
No, and he's going to, and Millard had a layup.
And the coach is irate because those are the kind of things that haven't been called. Now there's a technical on Beckstrand, which is well deserved, but total frustration now. Wow. Technical foul on Beckstrand. And complete. The ball goes out of bounds. Should be Delta's ball on the baseline. However, there will be free throw shot by Delta on the technical foul by Beckstrand. That also goes down as a personal foul. So it's 4 personal fouls now against Beckstrand. And the coach still talking to the official. Trevor will be at Trevor Burton at the line for the free throw attempts. Misses the first one.
And you got to make the free ones down the stretch here.
Yep. Second shot now will be attempted. And that one's good by Burton. And once again, the lead moves back out to 12 points. And Delta will have the basketball. Millard's going to call a timeout and try to get some things going here and get things back on track. Let's go back to studio.
40.
Kern River Gas Transmission wishes the Millard Eagles good luck this season and reminds everyone that damage from others digging into a pipeline is one of the main causes of pipeline failures. Never guess where a pipeline is located. Whether you're a farmer, rancher, or homeowner, if you plan to dig, call Blue Stakes to make sure all utilities are marked. Call Blue Stakes at 800-662-4111 or the new national 811 number at least 48 hours before digging. Kern River Gas Transmission Company reminds you to call before you dig. It's free. It's the law.
Everybody loves a winner, and the all-new 2015 Chevy Colorado packs a knockout punch in an available 305 horsepower V6 with 6-speed transmission and 26 highway miles per gallon. This 2015 Motor Trend Truck of the Year includes the best-in-class towing, and Chevrolet will soon be adding the all-new 2.8 Duramax diesel for even better miles per gallon and a more powerful punch. Check it out today at Drew Bay Chevrolet in Delta, starting at just $20,995, or online at drewbaychevrolet.com. You gotta love a winner.
Interesting score just came into us, which again bears on this game. Enterprise has been upset at home by South Sevier, 47-41. That being the case, Millard loses this basketball, which is what it looks like they're going to do. This means there'll be a matchup next week between South Sevier and Millard just to get that fourth spot. Strange things in this region this year. After the timeout, Delta will bring it inbounds. Smith with it, goes past Robinson. They give off to Burton, back to Fowles. Looking to cut her down through the middle, nothing there. Fowles will get off to Nilsson. Nilsson comes to the right-hand side. Gives off to Fowles. Fowles goes baseline, reverses pivot, comes back in the lane, tries to go up with it. Officials call jump.
There's no way they're going to call a foul there after all the discussions there in that timeout.
Yep. Millard will have it on the exchange, on the change of possession. 50-38 now for Delta. 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. Beckstrand with a long three-point attempt, and that's good. And Shamel sitting there wondering, how far out there do I have to guard this guy?
Boy, he was out there a long ways.
Then Nilsson with it, crossover, tries to come back. That's double dribble. Not seen, ball stolen away. Wardle with the play, layup, and the score, and the foul. Wow, what a quick change of events for Delta right there. Wardle lays it in, foul on Dason Fowles, I believe. And we'll be at the line for one. That's back to a 7-point game, third personal on Dason Fowles. Everything that could have gone wrong there for Delta did go wrong.
Yeah, I think what Delta's wanting is the contact out, trying to bring the ball up, and they're just going to have to play through it.
Yeah, well, they've been inconsistent on that all night, so don't expect anything there.
I agree.
Quickly ahead now, it's back to a 6-point lead for Millard, closest they've been in a long, long time. Way out front, Rowley and Fowles gives off to Shamel. Shamel off the right-hand side, they'll give to Smith. Smith slowly backs it across. Now we go down the lane, beats Robinson.
Whoa,
Robinson
wow.
comes from behind, does foul him. Quickly goes over and says, I didn't mean to get you quite that hard. So trying to remove some of the emotion there. He will go to the line. He did catch him from behind in an awkward situation and pulled him down. That could have been very serious.
Yeah, it was a little scary.
I think he intended to give the foul, but just not quite that hard. At the line will be Smith for 2 shots in a 6-point ball game. First shot is no good.
He hasn't been there tonight, and so a little uncomfortable on that one.
Wouldn't have counted anyway. They said Smith stepped over. That's academic because the shot was missed to begin with. Second shot coming for Smith, and he lines up kind of far to the right-hand side, doesn't he? He's not dead center like most. Shot is missed. Fight for the rebound. Wardle will come down with it. And Miller will come back on the attack, trailing by 6 with 3 minutes left. Robinson goes down the lane. Going to be a blocking foul on Dason Fowles, and I believe that's 4 on Fowles. Wow. If this one goes overtime, it might be the JVs playing again for both teams.
Robinson hasn't missed there tonight. He has just been money.
Makes the first one. It's back to a 5-point game, 45-50, with 3 minutes and 2 seconds left in this basketball game. Second shot by Robinson. That one's hard off the iron. Nielsen with the rebound. He'll stop, give off to Shamo. Shamo will get it across half court and give back to Nielsen. Nielsen drives the lane. He's going to dish underneath the fouls.
Wow.
Fouls with it.
This is where I'm talking here, Dennis, is there's so much contact that the officials have just got to decide what do you want to call and what do you not want to call.
Smith comes down the lane. Contact there with Beckstrand. And that'll be 5 for Beckstrand if that's on him. Shot goes in by Smith. 23 the foul. They'll say Rowley with the foul.
Wow.
Shot goes in.
Way.
That is huge. And Rowley has fouled out. But that is huge for Delta as Smith lays that ball off the glass softly after the contact. And he'll have a free throw to go along with it. Rowley out of the ball game. They bring Garcia back in. And maybe a little more offense. But he's also got 4 fouls. Smith with that shot. And Delta will call timeout quickly. So with 2:41 left and an 8-point lead, Delta will call timeout. And we'll go back to studio.
Flowell Electric wants their customers to be safe around electricity. And here's a few tips. First, don't use an electrical appliance around water. Another tip is to call Blue Stakes to have utility lines marked before you dig in your yard. And never damage power company equipment because it causes needless power outages, creates safety hazards, and results in higher power rates. Flowell Electric, a proud supporter of Millard High School.
At Level Pharmacy in Delta, health is wealth. Level Pharmacy offers drive-through service, delivery service, and compounding. Level Pharmacy isn't just a place to pick up your medications either. They have baby supplies, gifts and decorations, jewelry and purses, BYU ice cream, a soda fountain, Jackson Hole soda, candy, children's toys, a photo kiosk, and a wedding registry. Shop Level Pharmacy where laughter is the best medicine on Main Street in Delta.
Again, setting the stage for you with 2 minutes and 41 seconds left. Delta, the lead had gotten down to 5. Now it's back up to 8 points, 45-53 for the Delta Rabbits. Millard with the basketball. Rowley has fouled out for Millard. Quickly ahead, now they'll go down inside to Garcia. Garcia goes up and under with a shot and tries to lean up and under, and Dayson fouls with the contact with the body. And they're going to say the foul is on Dayson Fouls, and is that 5 on fouls? Yep. So now Dayson Fouls will foul out. And foul still standing out there. The official has not done anything about it. Didn't hear the buzzer. But that'll send Dayson Fouls to the bench. And Dakota Dutson will come out, and he's got 4. And again, so far tonight, that's the limit of the depth of Delta.
Yep.
They've got 2 kids on the floor with 4 fouls, and if one of them fouls out, one of the JVs is going to have to come on because Jack Dutson has the bum leg and may not be able to go tonight.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here if they have to go any deeper. But big free throws here.
Garcia up with the first one, hard off the back of the iron. No good. He's usually pretty good from there, but he has been sitting down for quite a while.
Yeah, 3 for 5 at the line tonight.
Again, it's an 8-point lead for Delta. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Second shot by Garcia. That one's good. 46-53.
Now Delta's going to have to handle this pressure. And Robinson will have to be careful because I think he's playing with 4 as well.
Just about everybody is. They'll go down inside to Burton. Burton up with it. Hard off the iron. No good. Gets his own rebound.
Got it.
Goes back up and in. A foul is called. That's on Garcia. And it is, so he's finished.
Boy, and how hard did Trevor work after that? He missed the first one, and just immediately, he's so quick off his feet, went right back up and got the offensive glass.
And then had the sense to set himself before he got back up. And again, Millard has used a few more players, but it's going to be interesting to see who they bring in here. They've got the junior who's had a lot of playing time during the year, but has not the last 2 games. That is who they're going to bring, and that is And that's
Wyatt Fulmer.
Wyatt Fulmer, the junior.
But he's got good size, 6'3".
And they bring him in because of his leaping ability and his activity around the basket. And that's what they need right now in this situation. Burton up with the free throw, and he makes the three-point play. So it's back to a 10-point lead for Delta with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left.
How about this?
So they weathered the storm and went back up.
16 for Burton.
Well, he's the one that really hurt Millard before. They go quickly inside to Fulmer. He can't get it to work, so he throws it back outside. Knocked away by Smith. Stolen by Smith ahead to Nielsen. Tied up in the low post. And then they're going to say he traveled. Wow.
Wow. I didn't see it. I thought he was just pivoting, but...
well, he was trying so hard to stay away from all the reaching arms that were coming in there. He may have traveled, but he was just trying to defend himself.
Yeah, he was getting beaten up in there, and the official choosing not to make a call.
Wardle with the behind-the-back dribble down the lane, lays it in good, and Millard immediately calls a timeout with the lead trailing by 8 points, 48-56, 1:50 left to go. Timeout Millard. We'll go back to the studio once again.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is proud to bring you this presentation. IPSC is a community-minded company that contributes to our local schools, community organizations, and economy. The Intermountain Power Project consistently ranks among the best of America's coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. Intermountain Power Service Corporation strives for perfection and is honored to be actively involved with Delta, Millard, and Juab High Schools.
For just $4, get a double cheeseburger, a spicy chicken sandwich, fries, and a Coke. It's the heavyweight champion of deals. The $4 Real Deal, only at Carl's Jr. All the flavors of a great steakhouse, now on a burger. The Steakhouse Thick Burger. Onion strings, blue cheese, and A1 sauce on 100% Black Angus beef. Only at Carl's Jr.
Welcome back once again.
And Millard's got to be careful here, Dennis, on a run out. They haven't got anybody back. So
yeah, Delta sets up in that four-man line, and usually they'll send somebody deep off of a
there's
pick.
a technical foul. Yep. That's too bad right there on Jackson Wardle. He didn't mean to, but he reached across and slapped the ball right out of the inbounder's hand.
In anticipating the ball to be inbounded and reaches out and swats it. And also, again, goes down as a personal foul, not a problem with Jackson.
Well, I don't think on that one.
That one doesn't go as a personal?
I wouldn't think so.
They list him with 2 personal fouls. And again, they bring the sophomore to the line. And he hits the first free throw. Burton with the free throw, and he's killing it from the line. And may end up being your high scorer for the night.
What a game for
Second
Trevor
free
Burton.
throw is up, and that one's hard off the iron.
Yeah, you can see that one.
No good that time. 57-48, 1 minute and 50 seconds left in this basketball game, and probably just as important, and that is Delta maintains possession now on that technical foul. They'll come in backcourt to Smith. Struggling with the basketball, he loses it, and they're going to say it's off. Robinson back to Smith, back to the Delta Rabbits.
And Robinson has caused all kinds of havoc for the Rabbits. He has really done a nice job on the defensive side of things.
And I don't know if that call's right or wrong in that situation, but that official has been caught behind the play a number of times tonight. Really out of position. Ball slapped away from Smith. He gets possession back.
Yeah, I was going to
he
say.
is mugged in the back court. That's Beckstrand's fifth.
Beckstrand's got to be careful right there.
And I don't know why you complain about that. That was a foul.
Yeah.
You may be frustrated about some other things, but that was a foul.
And as he slammed the ball kind of down, he just be careful. You don't want to give Delta any more free throws.
They're going to say that's only his 4th. I was sure that was his 5th personal foul. It sends Smith to the line. 2 shots. Everything's 2 shots now. That shot is good. 10-point lead. 58-48. Delta folks can smell the victory.
Still a long ways away.
Yeah, stranger things have happened, but I'm not seeing it tonight. Second shot also good, 11-point lead. 145, Millard quickly on the attack. And that time Delta just lets Robinson go down the lane because both boys had 4 fouls, couldn't afford to touch him, and he makes the layup. Quickly on the other side, now Smith with a He was on the floor, dribbling on the floor, and the coach quickly called timeout because there was no way of getting out of that one. So
kind
it's
of
timeout Delta.
Harlem Globetrotter drills.
Yeah, he was doing that. Meadowlark Lemon. Let's go back to studio for 30 seconds.
Roper Lumber in Fillmore is your full-service lumber yard, appliance center, and Ace Hardware store in Millard County. Whether it's a fix-it project, building a shed or addition, or just regular maintenance on the house, the friendly folks at Roper Lumber Ace Hardware are there to help. They also carry a wide selection of Whirlpool appliances, including stainless steel models at incredible prices. For all your hardware and lumber supplies, visit Roper Lumber Ace Hardware, 95 North Main Street in Fillmore.
Welcome back once again out of the timeout. 1:32 left, 9-point lead for Delta, 59-50.
And this clock taking forever to roll off, and it will still take a lot of time to get this one over. As
the only thing that will stop this is the fact that there's nobody left on the Millard side that can foul anybody.
You're right.
They'll be sitting down. They have 2 players, I think, out there that don't have 4 fouls on them.
And Delta will have to be careful inbounding right here.
Looking for Smith on the backside cut. Ball knocked away on the inbound pass. Off the foot of a Delta player, picked up by Dutson.
Wow!
Underneath, reverse layup. Great break for Delta as it looked like Millard had made a key steal. Dutson gets it back. Robinson up with a left-handed layup. No good. Foul on Delta, and somebody might be sitting down here. They're going to say it's on number 2, Burton.
Wow.
And the scorekeeper lobbying for number 3, Smith, didn't get it. It's going to be on Burton.
They put it on Smith, and it was not on Smith.
No. Robinson with a free throw. That's good.
And Mike Corey, the assistant coach, immediately goes to the table because, he signaled number 2, which is Burton.
Yeah. Second free throw by Robinson. Off the front iron, no good.
That'll
Comes
be
way outside.
Delta's, I think.
And they're going to say it's off Delta. Return to Millard. And Millard will have it out near midcourt. 61-51. Delta in the lead. 1:15.
A little bit of a break right there as they got the long rebound. Start the clock. Start the clock.
Why?
Holy cow.
Listen,
dude.
The home team's behind. Leave it alone.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, they didn't start it, honestly. Dennis, what's going on over here?
Well, having sat there for 20 years doing that, I know that there are times when you get watching the game and you forget your job. I don't think it's intentional. They'll take a couple of seconds off the clock.
And I'll say this, because I work at the high school and I know how much you appreciate people that will come and volunteer their time and do those kind of things.
May not after tonight.
Oh, my goodness. Here's a steal, Dennis.
Oh!
Nice block.
Steal by Shamel, breakaway layup. Robinson comes from behind, strips it away, out of bounds, Delta underneath their own basket. Shamel wanting to score.
He's fortunate he didn't get the foul there because that might have been 4 on him.
Shamel tries to inbound and Nielsen goes right through his hands, out of bounds.
Wow.
Must have been looking at that cheerleader over there. Millard basketball.
Guarantee you.
Millard comes back on the attack. Clock has started at 1:05 in the game.
Ooh.
Rotate to the right-hand side. Robinson looking
Here's
back for Beckstrand. Way outside Beckstrand. No good. Rebounds. Fulmer puts it back in. Basket Millard, 8-point lead, quickly ahead. Burton wisely holds it up and brings it back outside to Nielsen. Guarded by Brunson.
Whoa.
Ball knocked away. Nielsen out of control a little bit. Gets it back, lays it up. Blocked out of bounds by Beckstrand. Into the Millard stands. And Millard will call timeout with 42 seconds left. Down by 8. Timeout Millard.
The Fillmore City Mayor and City Council and staff members are excited about the Millard Eagles this sports season. They'd like to congratulate the Millard High School team members, the coaches, faculty, staff, and student body on a great season and wish them the very best in this year's playoff. The entire city fully supports education and athletics in molding the future leaders of our area. Fillmore City would like all involved to know that they're behind them 100%. Happy to be Millard Eagles Sports Booster. Fillmore City, go Eagles!
Millard County residents are accustomed to friendly service, quality grocery items, and convenient prices at Dwayne's Food Town in Fillmore. Dwayne's Food Town prides itself on providing the choicest cuts of meat in their meat department, assuring they offer the freshest produce available, and providing the best value on every grocery item in the store. Stop in and discover for yourself the hometown service and attention that you deserve at Dwayne's Food Town, located at 375 South Main in Fillmore. Proud to support the Eagles this year.
Welcome back to Fillmore, Utah. We've got 42 and a half seconds left in the ball game. Millard down by 8. Take a major miracle here. Delta does have the ball, inbounding the ball, looks at way outside to Burton. Threw that one with faith because Burton wasn't anywhere near it when he threw it. Smith goes down the lane, kick into the corner to Nielsen. And
wow,
that was a gentle but effective push there. It'll send Nielsen to the line.
I love how you call that one, Dennis. Kind of a forearm shiver into the bleachers.
He could have put him in the third row, but he just gently shoved him out of bounds rather than put him in the third row. So Nielsen will be at the line for 2.
Wow.
First shot is up and good. You show some amazement that your son can make a free throw.
I'm thrilled for him, to be honest with you, here down the stretch.
Makes it back now.
If Delta wants to win this, they're going to have to hit free throws, and that's pressure standing at the line. And
second
he handles
shot
it
is
well.
Up and nails that. 10-point lead now for Delta. 30 seconds left. Now the ball kicked out to Robinson. 3-point attempt by Robinson. Nothing but the floor. Ball tipped back to Brunson. Knocked away from him.
Yeah.
Foul called on Wardle. I'm sure he's the only white shirt in the area.
How about Trevor Burton once again going and getting a rebound? He has just been so big in this game on the defensive glass and offensively tonight. Has he ever picked it up? Wow.
He's going to get a chance for 2 more here with Delta ahead by 10. Maybe a candidate for your player of the game.
Absolutely.
So shot by Burton is up and good.
Wow.
He ought to be warmed up from there. He's been there the whole second half.
Boy, has he done a job there.
He'll get another attempt here. Again, Delta back out to an 11-point lead with only 23 seconds left to go. So pretty much in the bag for the Delta Rabbits. Shot is good. 12-point lead now by Delta. Quickly ahead to Robinson. Looking for Beckstrand. Schammel giving him none of that. Down the lane is Brunson. Rebound again, Burton. Quickly ahead to Dutson. Dutson lays it up and in. Exclamation point on this basketball game.
Unbelievable.
Quickly ahead by Beckstrand. They're going to let him go right to the hoop and lay it in. And that's the ball game,
Unbelievable.
folks. So 55-67 for the Delta Rabbits as they hold serve here and forge themselves in an opportunity for first place.
They will be co-champions now, Dennis, with them and Beaver. They've won the region with Beaver first time in a lot of years.
And they'll have a chance to get the number 1 seed, which would be even bigger. So that's where we're at right now, the end of the ball game. Let's go back to studios and we'll be back with the Sunrise Engineering post-game show.
When just standing up from a sitting position becomes a major life event, Service Drug has the solution for you. Service Drug is a distributor of lift chairs made by Golden Technologies. These chairs are manufactured in the USA from the highest quality materials, and the comfort they provide is unsurpassed. They come in a variety of colors and styles to meet your every need. Stop by today and check out the full line of home medical supplies at Service Drug in Delta and Fillmore. As always, it's service first at Service Drug.
Hi, I'm Mark Huntsman, Senior Vice President of Sunrise Engineering. I would like to thank all of our loyal clients and employees who have contributed to the success of our company. Sunrise Engineering has been recently recognized nationally in the top 500 engineering firms and as a recipient of the National Client Satisfaction Award 5 years in a row. We are presently expanding at Sunrise and are looking to add engineers, surveyors, and other support staff. To join our team, visit our website or call Sunrise Engineering at 800-560-6151.
The type of medical care that you receive should not depend on where you live. People that live in rural towns should receive high-quality medicine, just like those that live in the big cities. The Intermountain Delta and Fillmore hospitals both provide quality care and advanced technology. What they do well. The Intermountain Delta and Fillmore hospitals. Healing for life. The Millard County Credit Union in Fillmore and Delta sincerely appreciates your business over the years. Not only will you find amazingly low interest rates, automobile and RV loans, checking, Visa accounts, bill pay and debit cards, but their new Flex Teller service at millardccu.com makes it convenient to manage all your credit union accounts from home. Flex Teller provides members with mobile banking and remote deposit capture. Millard County Credit Union in Delta and Fillmore, a proud sponsor of this sports broadcast.
Welcome back to Fillmore, Utah. Again, the game has gone final here with Delta winning the basketball game by 12 in kind of an interesting game, certainly emotional, with a lot on the line, plus a rivalry and a lot going on there. As a result of this basketball game now, all the region is final. And what we have now, Kanab, of course, eliminated at the 2-8 record, but they played spoiler tonight in a big way. South Sevier 4-6, Millard 4-6. So what will have to happen now, unless, again, region rules change, there'll have to be a playoff game between South Sevier and Millard. Now, the reason I say that is because anytime there's a tie and one of the teams stays home, that has to be played out. In this case, however, Millard's point is we've beaten South Sevier twice already. Yep. Why should we have to play again? Because if South Sevier wins that game, then they've won one, we've won two. We still should be ahead of them. So that'll be an argument for the administrators of both schools there. But in the rules, as I understand them, that will be a playoff. So, folks, if you're listening, if you're interested in that ball game, I'm assuming that will be Tuesday at a neutral site, probably in the Sevier Valley somewhere, either Richfield or North Sevier, I would think.
I would think so, too.
That's up to the administrators to decide that. You've got Enterprise then sitting there in the number 3 spot by virtue of their loss tonight. And then you have a tie with Delta and Beaver, co-region champions tonight. However, they do not have to play off. That will be a flip of the coin because they've played each other twice, head-to-head. They're 1-1. They do not have to play that game. They will flip a coin. Winner will be number 1. Loser of that coin flip will be number 2. Delta has vaulted themselves in a tremendous, tremendous spot.
And Dennis, talk about a turn of emotions, not just in this game, but 2 nights ago. Delta walked out of their home gym feeling pretty bad. They were upset. They didn't play well. They lost a game that would have put them up at least a number 2 or a tie. And then, gosh, just like that. And you're dealing with, young men. They're playing their hearts out here, and just like that, now they walk away another night incredibly happy.
On top of the world because they know what they've just done for themselves. So, again, the playoffs begin for the girls on Friday of next week. For the boys, it'll be Saturday, and Delta will be in the number 1 or the number 2 spot on Saturday. So check with Delta High School early in the week. They'll know what those seedings and placings are, and they'll be able to give you a game time on Saturday. That check with Delta High School. And again, for Millard, anticipate a playoff game on Tuesday, unless something changes there. So again, check with both of those schools. It's been a wild and crazy Region 13 ride this year, as evidenced by this game tonight and the upsets in the other games.
Wow.
What a crazy thing.
Yeah, and absolutely. I wish the Millard Eagles the best of luck. How about Jesse Robinson tonight, Dennis? He leads the way for Millard with 19 in the ball game. Kyler Rowley, I know he's been injured a good part of the year. He comes out. He was a monster. He had 11. Delta had a hard time with him down in there. And Garrison Beckstrand, scoreless in the first half, has 9 in the second half. Jackson Wardle as well comes out, has 9. The kids played their hearts out, and I still suspect that they can come out and get a win on Tuesday if that's the case.
It's going to be awful tough, but yeah, you're right. And again, with your scoring, go ahead with the Delta side of that.
And on Delta, I said to you the first team with 3 scores and double figures wins. Delta had 3 scores in double figures tonight. Trevor Burton leads the way with 19 as he just made a living at the line. And I don't know how many rebounds. I'm sure he was in double figures. I'm sure he has a double-double. Brennan Nielsen as well has a nice game. He finishes with 16 on the evening. Peyton Smith with 10. And I'm going to even correct myself. Delta didn't have 3. They had 4 in double figures.
That's pretty tough to beat when you do that.
Dason Fowles as well has 11. He had a nice game. And then 6 for Dakota Dutson and 5 for Rhett Schammel.
And Delta able to withstand the fact that, Jack Dutson being out of the basketball game. best wishes to him as he's got a full week to try and recover with that foot. Hopefully it's not that serious, but they were able to hold him out of the basketball game and preserve that and start that healing process. So congratulations again to Delta Rabbits. And again, this is Sunrise Engineering postgame show. It's going to be short, but there's been lots of spots because of the overtime. Everybody's gotten lots of spots in there, and we really do appreciate all that these sponsors do for us.
Absolutely.
You ready for a player of the game?
Absolutely, I really am. And you know, as far as Millard, I'll kind of let you handle that on the Millard side, and I'm sure I'll agree wholeheartedly with you.
Well, on the Millard side, I think you got to go with Jesse Robinson. I mean, he started early. He had, 7 of the first 9 points in the basketball game and continued to work hard. The one real tremendous bright spot for the Millard Eagles, Jesse Robinson. I don't think he sat down in the whole basketball game, didn't get in foul trouble. Jesse Robinson, I would select as player of the game for the Millard Eagles.
Yeah, and I'd agree wholeheartedly. Congratulations.
That's the Miller
Jesse.
Subway.
You betcha.
We appreciate Millers.
And I always try to take care of the players of the game for Delta. I've got some gift certificates that I can feed them lunch there in Delta, and tonight could have gone with several players. Brennan got him off to a good start. He finishes with 16. Peyton Smith picked up the pace in the second half, had 10. Dason Fowles chips in with 11. But Trevor Burton, not just his scoring, but his rebounding tonight with a double-double. We'll congratulate Trevor Burton as the player of the game from Delta.
And the amazing thing that I see with Trevor Burton is all of those technical fouls and free throws. Who do they send to the line? Their seniors?
The sophomore.
They send the sophomore up there and let him play. So congratulations to him. Congratulations to Delta High School. Best wishes to them. They win the region championship in both boys and girls. Tremendous feat. And they also won it in wrestling. It's been a tremendous winter for the Delta High School Rabbits. And best wishes to them in the playoffs. And then we would hope that Millard could face Delta in the championship in both.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
That would be wonderful. But
And I echo those sentiments, Dennis. I got so many good friends over on this side of the county, including yourself.
I'm not sure about that anymore.
Yeah, you're one of the good guys. I've always enjoyed working with you. You and I spent a lot of time together in different meetings and things, and it's always a pleasure to be around you. And we'll be pulling for you.
Thank you. And playoffs come up next, folks. So pay attention. Again, check with the high schools for the playoffs for the boys and the girls coming up next week. And
a big thanks to Barrett sitting down there, too.
Sitting down there trying to watch 2 games and listen to another one. Appreciate him. Centricom for what they've done all year long and will continue to do in the playoffs. And Mid-Utah radio stations, again, thanks, and to all the sponsors. This is Dennis Aldridge for Ken Nielsen saying goodbye.
You've been listening to exciting high school basketball action on South Central Utah sports leaders, Mid-Utah Radio and Centricom Channel 10. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school basketball action on Centricom Channel 10 and Mid-Utah Radio.